Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you. We're going to get to it. Bitcoin struggling. Possibly going to lose 102,000. We will see. A little bit of a bounce here. It's been treachery on the leverage. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Top of the Khalifa, baby. Let's go. But no, let's go. Seriously. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. But you gotta love that gangster style, right? That gangster style, bro. 1940s. With the Tommy guns. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you. Hey, watch the pocket square. Hey. Hey, calm down over here. Hey, it's the only place you're going to see that type of stuff. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Bitcoin losing 102,000, dropping to the downside. And I can see some lower lows for Bitcoin. Let's talk about it. Let's break it down. The weekly showing a tweezer top. And things starting to kind of fold over, roll over, so to speak. And we talked about this many times. People were kind of overly bullish. Even I was looking for a long today. If we had made that flag, I knew to stay away though. And honestly, I got hit off on 3 trades this week that did not play out. Thank God I didn't get liquidated. I made about, a little over 25,000 the last few weeks, and I gave about almost $2.5 to $3 grand of it back. So it is what it is. But I'm still up huge in the last few weeks. But it is what it is. You get overcontagious. You make a bunch of money. You want to keep making more. You know how it is as traders. As I got older, I got smarter. The old me used to give it all back. Now, when I see that the market's not going my way, I just stop trading. And I wait for better opportunity. And that's the best. I give you guys advice. A lot of people don't want to talk about their trades in front of everyone. They don't want to talk about their losses. If I don't talk about my losses, then I can't help you. You know what I'm saying? I'm hiding key insight and value from you because there's going to be a loss in your life if you're going to be a trader. There's going to be a loss. Even if you might mitigate, there might be one that just gets away. You have to go to sleep. It doesn't work. It happens. There will be a loss. All right? Yeah. Exactly. I lost the trade with you again. Yeah, it stinks. I lost the Bitcoin trade on the 15-minute 2 days ago. I lost the ETH trade. Again, we're at the top of a level, and we could have gotten a bounce. See, the thing is, they had us at this level where they could have bounced it and ripped it. So, it was smart for me to take a shot. You're up 30K. You might as well risk, a couple grand of it a few times to get another 8 or 9 grand if it got the pump. If it doesn't, you get stopped out. You lose the trade, so be it. Then we look for shorts possibly or the next bounce area, and we make our massive long. What I do is I look for the key areas to get the long, right? Bang. So anyway, we're going to break down BTC right now for you. We're also going to break down Ethereum. I was trading Ethereum, back on trading ETH, and we're going to just show you kind of what we see happening. The month looks pretty good. The monthly candle looks all right, but we're also double topping on the monthly. Look at that. A double top of the monthly would not be good. You got to get back above 102,000. We got to close the monthly really in the 104, 105 area. It's going to give us that additional buffer we need to stay away from, the danger zones. Go to look at your 2-week chart. Your 2-week chart has double topped as well, basically, at 105,000. It is what it is. That's a double top. And now we're getting a tweezer close there after 3 beautiful 2-week candles. The weekly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 straight weeks of pumpage. You don't go up forever. Nothing does. No stock, no asset. It's been a great clip. It's been a nice run. Are we going to double top here? Is Bitcoin going to say that's the end? This could be the end of the rally. It could be. See, that's what everyone's listening to everybody. I wouldn't do that. I would listen to the charts and the charts only. And that's why you got to learn the charts. You got to learn what I'm teaching you. And then you got to listen to yourself. I don't even want you to listen to me. I want you to learn what I'm teaching you so you can then hear your heartbeat through the charts, man. And women, guys and gals here. We know we have lifers and lifettes. So, again, away from the 21-day moving average, a double top here. If we made some type of cup and handle, if we made a right shoulder, you can't be surprised here. Look what this even calls out. Oh, that's funny. It's got nothing going yet. I like to just see that. But, left shoulder, head, right shoulder to the upside. That would also make the bear flag, the bull flag. You don't really want to suit. You don't want to lose 92. You lose 92,007, we got a problem, right? Like, that's going to be the key area here. You want to see if we get support there at 96,006 where there's resistance. So we're starting to kind of, conform to the idea that, yeah, the weekly is going to pull back on us. And you got to kind of take this into account. You can't be just overly bullish. Even I'm the most bullish guy in the game. I'm bullishly biased on 90% of the trades. You see me, I call bull most of the time, but you got to see it for what it is. So that's a possible pullback, and it looks like it's coming. Do we open up a short immediately? It's not my thing when we're in a big uptrend. Like, you can clearly see Bitcoin's in an uptrend. But let's just take the trend too. Let's double click for, I will get rid of the moving averages, double click this, and let's take a look at what's happening to the trend. You know, that's a trend. I mean, you can come back to the trend at 90,000. You know, 92,002. Usually you move somewhat lateral, you know, something like this. So yeah, you could hit the trend at 92K and still break up here, turn yourself into an ascending triangle. That'd be very bullish. I showed you all the pullbacks that could happen yesterday. Remember, we did a lot of deep diving yesterday on the channel, on the monthly and the bigger time frames, the weekly too as well, showing you, you know, multiple pullbacks, and we still get to 160K. So anything is possible for Bitcoin here. But already you got to start seeing that the weekly could definitely pull back on this double top. And it is what it is. I don't want to be and I'm not the bearer of bearish news. I'm not an overly bearish guy here. Someone could come to my channel right now and be like, oh, here's a bear, man. These bears. And I'm not a bear. I'm not a perma bull, perma bear. I believe over time they're going to print money to zero. They've printed money to zero throughout time. The continental dollar, they printed it to zero. Look at all the different organizations that printed money to zero. It was done over and over and over again. So that's just one thing to kind of talk about, right? So they're going to print money. Bitcoin halves every 4 years. Over time, we're going to make more money with Bitcoin. It's just a fact. But on the day-to-day, you know, the week by week, there's going to be pullbacks. There's going to be volatility. You know, Michael Saylor was talking about fire. Volatility is fire. He's like, you know, Henry Ford took fire and he put it in an engine. And then, you know, we ended up flying with fire, you know. So, but, you know, he's right. He's like, volatility creates that energy. Energy creates movement. And, you know, you need volatility. If you weren't a good asset, there would, you know, no one would care about you. To have volatility, people need to be wanting to trade you, wanting to sell you, wanting to make gains. There's people making money, people losing money. So shoulder, head, right shoulder here for BTC. I mean, it just looks very likely, no? And just so how far the pullback is the question. Is it to, you know, 98? Is it to 91.5? Do we dip to 88 on a wick and get people real scared? I'm ready for anything, and I'm ready to buy. You know, you show me the way, and we can do this. So party on, Wayne. Party on, Garth. Let's go. You know, I'm not shook. I'm looking for opportunity here in Bitcoin land. So let's bring it on. Take a look here at the 3-day chart. Starting to show its second bearish candle. It did close tweezer tops officially now. And in 9 hours, another candle is going to close. So that's just bearish. And then the daily. Let's take a look at the daily time frame. It closed bearishly yesterday. We started talking about, you know, this morning it looked like it may still stay lateral. To me, it's just more likely it's going to make this bearish flag to the downside. And we talked about this here when we made our first tweezer top. I said, listen, Bitcoin's likely going sideways or to the downside for the next 5 to 6 days. You see what I'm saying? Back to the 21-day moving average. I was like, maybe it goes up and down and we could trade some scalps. But for the most part, and if it went sideways, I was looking for the alts to pump pretty hard. But if it went down, I was looking for the alts to slowly bleed with Bitcoin. And you can see Bitcoin's, you know, headed to that first destination about 99,006. It looks very likely. I can't say it's guaranteed. All right, I wish I could, but I'm not 100%. No human being is, not even a quant. Bot is, right? I mean, I guess my bot is 100%, but I don't know how it has so much math behind it, and it's never sleeps. See, you could probably be a 100% trader if you never slept. But right here, look, I run a bot that trades Bitcoin USD and never loses. You can sign up and find out more. And this is real. Like, this is real. Like when we ran up to 100K the second time here, 26 closes 0, closes short. It went long the whole time. 26 wins, 0 losses. Just continued to compound the gains. If you like that, if you're not great at trading and you're still learning, but you want to take advantage of the market moves, you may want to get into Minotaur trading. Minotaur Trading Systems is something that I met the guy, Costa, who runs it in Bitcoin Nashville. We started talking. I said, I'll never use a bot. I don't trust that stuff. I'm very wary about bots. It's very interesting for me to get into a bot. And did I say bear flag? I meant a bull flag. Yeah. Nothing says a bull run meaning like a good old Coinbase hack. Yeah. Coinbase, I mean, we saw we'll talk about that too. We'll address the Coinbase hack in a second. But here's the link to Minotaur Trading Systems. And if you want to know more, I'm just telling you, it's going to blow your mind. My money sits there just compounding, making more gains. You can't beat that. Okay. And again, that is a shill, but it works for me. So why would I hide it from you? Like, I actually use it. It's turned one Bitcoin into 1.3. It's amazing. So it is what it is. BTC, baby, BTC. So Bitcoin on the daily just looks like a slow bleed back to the 21-day moving average. However, there's just a lot of buy pressure. You know, I'm just still open-minded that there could be a bounce here. But again, what it does tell me is the crucial moment to make a perfect trade is going to be in 4 to 6, 7, 8 days, somewhere between, I'd say 5 and 8 days, if I had to be exact. You know, and I can't be exact, you know, that's not exact, but you get what I'm saying. 5 to 8 days to get some type of movement here for Bitcoin. Man, I can't believe I went to Dubai and came back already. I was just thinking about the trip, and then the trip happened. I'm still amazed. 22-hour time frame looking like it's in an M pattern that wants to dump on your face, right? It doesn't look good to me. You tell me. I mean, it just... And it came back to the 21. It's showing some signs of support, but to me, that is an M pattern. An M's break to the downside, that would take us to about 99.8, right? 12-hour, touching the 21, which is kind of okay. How oversold are we on the stochastics here? Getting there, ain't bad. Could be signs of a little bounce today, you know, that's all I'm saying. 8 hours showing green. You can kind of draw this falling wedge here. And still an idea that could be a shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder. I know I'm throwing a bunch of different ideas at you at once, but this is how I trade. I'm open-minded, and I look at the things in as many different aspects as I can. Then I hone in on the probability. You know, that could still break out. See, what happens is if everyone's overly bearish, they won't catch this to 117. They'll get wrecked. And they'll be like, how did the lifer do it again? They're like, oh, he's, you know... Because I'm able to see both scenarios and play into what happens as it happens, because the probability will change in the small time frames, which will lead us in to what's right, the right thing to do. I wrote a book on how to do this. I'm just gonna take me some time. So again, looking for the bounce for Bitcoin, or do you make another right shoulder? Very oversold here now on the 8-hour time frame. Getting to oversold on the 4-hour. And look, we made a clear double bottom on the 4-hour time frame. That's a double bottom, right? A double bottom. So I got mixed signals here again today, and that's what Bitcoin's been doing. It's got a double top that made the shorts think they could short. It's got a double bottom that makes the longs think they can long. Right? You've got this battle here for Bitcoin. The one thing that I do have to start saying is it looks like a descending triangle, right? And we know what happens when those come to town. Things tend to get dumpy, right? So it is showing signs of a descending triangle and a double top. My thing is this: unless you want to take high risk and, you know, tweet to everyone that you caught the bottom and claim you're the greatest thing since sliced bread, which is fun. Don't get me wrong. I've done it. It's great. You know, you just wait for something like this to long. Like, you don't have to long until Bitcoin shows you that it's using this as support. Then we could take a mean long out of here, right? And now you got something going. Otherwise, it's just more likely to assume we're going to dump. So I'm looking for the dump for Bitcoin unless it gets back above this trend line and hangs out somewhere in here. Bitcoin can't get back inside this circle region that I got here. It's not happening. It's not happening. It's likely going to dump to the downside. All right. And I know I got a lot of new people here too. They joined the group. They heard about the gains. They want the gains. And then this week, the gains don't come. It's not the same. And they're like, what happened? I thought the lifer was a genius. And again, you got to give it some time. And sometimes you might join the week where we're sideways. We don't get the movement. Again, I listened to Jim Rohn today. He talked about greatness. He talked about average people and great people, and he talked about the difference between them. And he went over a bunch of differences between average and great. And he said average people, they basically get upset when they don't get the results they want immediately. Within a week or two, 3 weeks, a month even. They start, great people just keep going till they get the results they deserve. They just know that over time it's going to happen. They don't know when, but they're not going to stop until they get them. The difference between average and great. Same thing in an average and great trader. An average trader will complain that, they're losing their first few trades. It didn't work. I joined a trading group. I lost my first 5 trades that week. You know what I mean? And that's it. They're done. And that's an average person. A great person says, what can I learn from this? What happened here? And they stay the course. You know what I mean? This is some ginger. I'm going to take a shot of ginger right now in front of you guys. It's going to burn. It's going to be different. That ginger, man. Not losing money is a gain, in my opinion. Being smart and waiting for the opportunity moments. Amen. Yeah. And remember, when I lose, I'm risking. What everyone doesn't realize too is you gotta understand what's happening. Like, look at me. I made like that. We made a nice big $5,000, almost $8,000 in Dubai in the course of a few days. Right? Boom, locked in, and it was about 7,200 in total at the end of it all. I gave back some when I took a scalp at night. The point is, came home feeling great, right? Then that week we made another 5K. Then on Saturday made 5K. Then I swung trade some altcoins that added up to about 10K. So I started looking at the math. It was a pretty good take. 25,000. Started playing games. And the point is, when you see me make risky trades at the end of a rally, maybe the rally's tight and I keep longing and I'm getting hit off. I'm using small amounts of what I already made. And I know what I'm doing. And if you do the same thing and you're getting wrecked and it's your whole portfolio. So that's how you can look at what I'm doing. You can learn from me. But there's going to be times where, your position size and what you're doing and what I'm doing aren't this. We don't know what you're doing. That's why I'm not a financial advisor, and I can't ever be held accountable for what you're doing with your account, because I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not telling you what to put in your account. I'm not telling you how much money. I don't know. Unless I was licensed and I knew how much money you had, What I can do is show you how I'm handling the risk, what I'm doing each and every day to make gains. I like these tight moving averages. See how they're getting close together? That tells me something. It tells me that this could get a bounce here. We may go sideways. This double bottom is strong. That's a strong double bottom. On the 4 hour, double bottom on the 4 hour is pretty strong. Normally, you would expect a bit of a bounce here. Let's take a look at the 1 hour time frame now. The 1 hour also is doing a beautiful, double bottom here. Triple bottom, actually, the second double bottom there, almost quadruple bottoms. 1, 2, 3, 4, in a way. Now look, battling the 200 MA on the 1 hour time frame. And again, if we're bearish, we're going to do this. We're going to hang out in here in this nose, and this is going to bearishly retest, and we're going to dump. We're going to test 99.6, and we're going to dump down to 98,000. Clear as day, you can see it. And then probably somewhere, down this high volume node at 96K here. That's and actually it goes all the way down to the big boy at 94,000. So I feel like if we get a relentless dump, I don't see how we don't go to 94,300, because that's just where the biggest liquidity zone is. We've got bearish divergence that's starting to kick in with the double top. We had to break above this and get the retest. Then we had a bounce here. I was looking for the bounce that day. Then I was looking for the bounce. My Ethereum trade was based on that bounce. We did not get the bounce, right? So Bitcoin right now is more bearish than bullish unless it can break this upper trend line that I got cooking. Breaks this upper trend line, it gets back inside the pattern, the double top wins, the double bottom wins, and we end up somewhere in here, possibly ready for a breakout. This is where I would be longing, here. Otherwise, it's more likely we're going to short. You're getting lower lows and lower highs over and over again in this little trend here. A macro downtrend, a micro downtrend on the 4 hour, not looking amazing. So today, if you came to my channel for a Bitcoin prediction or to find out how the market's doing, which most people do, suited up and booted up, ready to rock, I actually am not booted up. I have no shoes on. All right, I'm barefoot here. But the idea is this. Everyone thinks I got Ferragamos on, right? But why in my own house? I'm on a pad. I'm on a husky pad at a stand-up desk. All right? Putting in the work like jujitsu. But so it's more likely that this is going to form a descending triangle and dump to the downside. That is your likely scenario, folks. That's what's likely going to happen. Almost like a shoulder, a bit of a head, and kind of a right shoulder here. Like, this is the most likely scenario. And again, why? What makes me the guru? I've been doing this for a long time. My probabilities tend to play out. All right? And so that's the most likely scenario. Again, everyone said, he said it's going to dump. Now, it comes up here later on today. I'll make a long, and everyone says, you said it was going to dump. And you long, like you saw, I don't know what's going to happen. Does that make sense now? I'm looking at the probability says we're going to dump. If we don't dump, we get up in here. And again, do I take the short then? No, I don't. Why? I don't like the short macro uptrends. So even if we get pullbacks and there's shorts there, I'd rather just wait. I'd accumulate. I'm looking for coins to accumulate. I'll buy more SWE on the dip. You know what I'm saying? A little more SOL on the dip. So that's like the key. Shout out to Tom Crowd of the house. God bless to my buddy Tom. How's everything going? Hope everything's well with you and yours, my friend. The market is also random here for experience as someone that's been trading for years ahead of me. I'd be dumb not to listen, but everything is up to me in the end, 100%. Limited order to 92 would be manipulation wick. I hope so for a long run. I mean, it would be a smart idea for me personally to put a limit order in there down at 88 to 92,000. Couple limit orders there. You never know. We may catch it. Let's take a look at that fear and greed index at 70. Not too bad. I mean, we could get higher before, nasty pullbacks, but it's high enough for some type of pullback. Shout out to Ali Faraj, a new follower. Thank you so much for the love. Shout out to Fred Sloan. Shout out to Sanders Saad. Shout out to James Quick. Shout out to Aaron. Jennifer Moffitt. Shout out to everybody here on the live. The chart is bearish, not Sammy. I respect the 4-year cycle. Institutions will too. A drop to 85K would really shake the tree. Yep. PPI and unemployment today, I believe. We already got PPI and unemployment. That came in already in the trading group. We dealt with that. And, unemployment came in flat, exactly where it was, which is, decent. And you have Jerome Powell speaking too at 8:40, which is not what you want. Not in the morning. Retail sales at 0.1%, right? So the actual, they're up month over month, right? Producer price index month over month is down, right? It's a good sign that inflation is going down. Core retail sales isn't as high as we thought, but and core PPI month over month is down, so they're paying less to produce a product, right? That's what your core price per index, producer price index. So that's a good sign that inflation is pulling back a little bit. That everything that the Fed had been doing is okay. It's time to cut the rate. Sounds like you're tougher skin now, Jennifer. Having watched the ups and downs of the market, nothing shakes you anymore. Oh yeah, she's on point. You want bull, pray for war. I love that. The channel is the best thing to get you started in the morning. Shout out to my man, Mr. Flawless. Shout out to Crypto Billy in the house. Shout out to everybody here on the live, jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here, sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time on this beautiful Thursday. Let's go Celtics, taking it back. Luke Hornett having the biggest game of his life. Like, it just, lets me know you could sit dormant for years and explode like a volcano. It just when it's your time. And it was his time, really, to come out of his shell and just absolutely dominate. Hornet for gains, baby. Hornet for gains. So look at this. I mean, you got this kind of broadening, falling wedge here. Seems like it's losing the sauce. They assume Ethereum would come back down to 23, maybe 22. Wow, I'm becoming a real bear here, huh? Getting real bearish on y'all. So let's take a look. So this morning, now we get to the 15-minute. And so look, a clean rejection at 102.8, the 800s too. And that was our bounce, clean rejection. Nice short there on the SR flip. Support or resistance flip right there. That beautiful support became resistance on the dump for Bitcoin. We go to the 5-minute time frame and take a look-see. And again, earlier today, Had we broke above the 200 MA, I would have made a trade. We did not get the love. Look at that. It says, can we break out? It'd be so amazing if that works. But here we got rejected by the 200. You see? It's a nice little flag. I did not take it on a Thursday morning with the treachery we've already had. But again, I will show you, look, my strategy on the 1 minute did play out today. Like just buying when we closed one candle above the 1 hour, the 1 minute 200 MA, and then closing out at some high RSIs. You know, look at that, just beautiful move. And then we even flagged out here, and the flag out broke out for some gains. And this flag did not. Why? Because the 5 minute 200 MA was a resistance. You got to break. And I said to my students, I said, if we break above the 5, we end up here. You know, so I was looking for this today. If price action broke out, then the 5 flagged out. The 21-day moving average crossed. What I just gave you is sauce for the rest of your life. Like, this went over a bunch of people's heads, but some people know exactly what I just said. The funny thing is, there's a beginner watching right now that has no idea what I just said, and they don't realize. And even if I explained it in thorough, they'll never, you know, because you got to live it, right? You got to understand it. You got to be with the mentor. You got to. But man, for all you people that have been watching me for a long time, you know exactly what I'm saying. Yeah, USDT looking like, yeah, exactly. Exactly. Shout out to Vegas Claw, my man. I hope you're going to have to be in Vegas with a name like that. Look, this even looks shoulder, head, right shoulder-esque. This is a double top. Look at it. See, that's an M pattern there that's breaking down. It's treachery, and then there's less volume. There's less people, and you had PPI and movement today. So you're gonna, to me, I would stay away from the market. I wouldn't touch it. Funny, my strategies tell me when it's hot to get in and when it's not to get in. Look, this looks like a head and shoulder now for sure. Shoulder, head, bit of a right shoulder. I don't see how that doesn't dump. So I've become a bear. As you can clearly see, I am bearish. And it looks like we're going to be dumping to the downside. Only if we come up into the zone would I be taking a long. Because that would tell me this trend line held. We could possibly be making an inverted head and shoulder. I'm open-minded to the long. Don't get me wrong. Like, I'll be one of the first people to long when it's hot. But the charts right now tell me it is not the time. And so that's my Bitcoin analysis. All right. Usually takes me from about 11:15 to 11:45, depending. Sometimes a little longer, with a couple life lessons snuck in there if I can. But that's, you know, so that's what I'm seeing here for Bitcoin. On the day, I see more downside than upside. If you're lucky, a bit of a bounce back up in here. You know, and even if we're bullish, today I see sideways price action. Maybe not until tomorrow do we get the bigger move to the upside. So I think after the weekend, Monday long, yeah. Let's go take a look at a CME gap too and see what's happening to that Chicago Mercantile Exchange for Bitcoin. And look, right there at 91.8, I got a gap there at 91.8, 91,800, 92,000. Again, I'm not saying we filled 95% of the gaps, so we would have to assume this gap would get filled, but not every gap gets filled. But there's a gap right there for sure. All right. That's not a gap, but not good enough of a gap. Let's take a look at if there's a 4-hour. Yeah, but there's definitely a gap in the CME. And you've double topped with some bearish divergence. Tells me that there definitely could be a drop here to the downside for Bitcoin. And, you know, nice little dump ski here for BTC. Looks like it's possible. And be able to get Bitcoin back down at 98,000 would be amazing, right? Wouldn't be bad at all. So, yeah. And people got to sell their Bitcoin at 105,000 twice there on the double top of the 4-hour time frame. I mean, now it just looks so obvious it's going to dump, right? If you just, like, look at the way the 21's away from the 200. We're curving. And, you know, now you see 92,000, 94. It doesn't look that crazy. So prepare. It looks like we're in for a couple weeks of downside for Bitcoin after 5 weeks of love. I mean, it just is what it is. Like, nothing goes straight up. And Ethereum's going to dump back down to the 21 here, 2369. Shorts are in control as far as I'm concerned. And I've kind of laid down the law. That means all the setups that I put out the last few weeks, they're all kind of, it means most of them won't play out. All right, which is sad. But that is what it is. You know, we go bullish when the time is bullish. You got to pull back when it's not there. You got to listen to the overall update. Yeah. Jennifer wants those alts to rip. Exactly. $70 for Biddy at the gap. Let's take a look at Tether dominance too. That would be gaining steam if we are going to be getting a bit of a dump. And we'll take a look at it, you know, all from the start fresh again here. So you can see it's kind of making a rounded bottom. You know, it clearly has support at the POC right there where it double bottomed at 3.8%. Still is at the top. It doesn't look amazing. It's not like, oh wow, but it's got a possible little move here. You know, we could get at least a slight bounce back up to the top of the channel, and then you'd want to see it roll over. But yeah, I mean, that could be 2 to 3 weeks, 4 weeks. I mean, this is the weekly. So weekly's on support here, and it definitely could be some Tether. You know, people kind of stashing Tether. I stashed a lot of Tether. I took some profits out the market. I did. You know, I got smart, man. I started realizing that this market is for taking profits. You know, like all my PopCat gains, all that, out the market. You know what I mean? I'm not giving back the gains that I made the last 3 weeks. You know, I'm not. I gave back a couple grand. That's it. I'm not giving back anymore. That's what I do. I make a bunch of hits, then I test the waters. Usually towards the end, I know I'm bullishly biased, and they usually pick me off. And at one point, I realized, hey, it's not going that way anymore. And I turned course. So you'll eventually, that's a good thing about having, you know, trading 15, 20 years. You'll eventually know your exact style. You'll know what you do. You'll know a lot about who you are as a trader, why you do certain things and when you do them. You'll have habitual habits. You know, I know I'm bullishly biased. See, but the thing is, every once in a while, when everyone else is super bearish, I'm going to catch these last-minute flags that no one else will ever catch. And I'm only going to have to risk a little bit of what I already gained because I take profits on the bigger pump. See? And I've been notorious to do this over and over again. So yeah, I'll lose some scalps at the end. Like, this was the end of a rally. It looked good. There could have been a movement. There's a chance we held that upper trend line last night, and we got the bounce. Nobody knew it was going to happen for sure. You look back, and whenever you lose, you beat yourself up, but you didn't know what was going to happen. You could have won, too. You know, always say, hey, did you take a probability that you've backtested? And if that's the answer is yes, then you're doing fine. You're doing fine. Remember, as long as you're not doing what everyone, you know, everyone else is getting liquidated. So if you didn't get liquidated this week, I did not get liquidated. If you did not get liquidated this week, you're doing great. If you got stopped out for exactly what you decided you were going to get stopped out for, 300 for 900, 100 for 200, you know what it is, you know, 100 for 300, 400 for 1200, whatever it was, then you handle your risk properly. You're doing fine. You're doing what 99% of people can't do, and that's managing your risk and emotions. Most people are going to lose, then they're going to get emotional, they're going to go back in, they're going to get drained, they're going to drain 10 grand of their account in the middle of the night, they're going to go back in, over, you know what I mean? They're going to do crazy stuff with their money, things you wouldn't believe. If you could read the diary of every trader, you wouldn't believe it. It would be insane. Look at Bitcoin starting to kind of make this drop. I see a shoulder ahead. I see a head and shoulder pattern. See a shoulder is kind of a long, you know, and then I see I see this moving to the downside. I see Bitcoin dumping. I see some downside action here for BTC. I do. Like, then why don't you short it if you see it? It's just not, I don't know. Number one, it's Thursday. It's not my favorite day to trade. I got rules. But it does look like there's going to be a pretty good short down to 99.8. And then once we lose 100K, people are going to freak out. See, if you're already waiting for it and looking for it, when it happens, you're like, okay, I'm ready to deploy more capital. You see what I'm saying? Diamond reversal pattern on the 4-hour lifer. Yeah, it did look also like a diamond pattern, 100%. And we'll take a look at that right now on another time frame here, another chart. But I mean, the double top, you didn't even need to see the diamond because it was just, you know, it was bearish along multiple avenues. But yes, it's a good teaching moment for a diamond here. It's not the best diamond, but it's a diamond. What a diamond is, it has a whipsaw in the middle. And usually you get a little more of a triangle on the sides, but it's decent. And you want to kind of tweak this a little bit. But yeah, it's a pretty good diamond pattern. You can't, you know, the whipsaw in the middle, you came in, and if you're coming from the bottom, you dump out the bottom. This looks like you're going to head pretty low. I'll be honest, because a fast move up and there's a fast move down for Bitcoin. Looks like we could be headed down to 97,000. Dang, I didn't expect to become a perma bear today, but I just look at the charts and I show you guys what's going to happen. I never fade. I never fade stuff. I don't tell you what I want you to hear. I show you what is facts. We use stop losses here with proper risk management. You can only lose what you're willing to. Here in my trading group, you're only DCA. In my humble opinion, the only thing I would be doing, for me personally, I'm either DCAing into a long-term hold that I have conviction in. Right, number one. Number two, I'm awaiting. I'm in a swing trade and I know exactly what I can lose and win. Or number three, I'm in a leverage trade and I know exactly what I can lose and win. There's no, oh my God, out of nowhere. You know what I mean? There's none of that. So easier to make money when it's going up versus down, depending on how much overhead resistance there is. 100%. Can you check Casper, brother? Love the stream. Shout out to Michael. God bless you for the £2. Thank you so much for the super chat. And let's give Michael a round of applause there. Thank you so much for giving. You didn't have to do that, but hey, it'll come back to you. Yeah, so again, we could get a bounce. There's a chance we hold this level. We're sitting right there at 1015 now. Really, 1015 is going to be that level. But wow, look at that, 97,000. Just a really fast gap down after that double top there for Bitcoin. So, and you got to take into account, it is what it is. Just 12 hours ago last night, we were looking for this possible bounce. When I went to sleep last night at about 12 o'clock, we're looking for this bounce. Not, I guess 11 hours now. But yeah, we were looking for this bounce. And things have changed in the last 8 to 9 hours drastically, right? We could have bounced up in here. It would have been a different story. 4 hours changes everything. People don't realize how fast a market could shift once you see something change. I do have a beautiful Discord. If you want to jump on into the Discord, my man Anoop, you can go to cryptolifer.com and you can hit subscribe. That'll take you to the monthly, the quarterly, or the annual subscription to my Discord, where I'm here every single day, pumping out charts, giving life lessons, talking about goals, ideas, how to stay positive, how to push forward, and how to make it happen. This is telling me that I might as well, it's like, man, I almost got to short this market. It's crazy, right? It's like, it just looks so bearish right now. Like it's going to drop further to the downside. Looks obvious now that we're going to get this like nasty dump. What I could do here is just do my old special. The old Sammy special on the 1 hour. So what I'm going to do is I am going to short just because the probabilities are telling me it's time to short the market. I'm going to put a stop above those 2 wicks. My take profit's going to be somewhere like 96, 672. I might get out way earlier than that. And we're shorting a beautiful support. We're on a double bottom there. But we're below that 200 MA. The curving on the stochastics RSI. Stop would be at 102.964. I can't stand one of them. I can't do the BTC pair. I got to do the right thing. Because I just won't see it. I can't, you got to sit there with the math and do it all. It's no. I'm not doing that. Honestly, I see possible support here, but then it's like rollover city too. Thing is, I got a good strategy and a good model. I rarely, technically, let me flip this upside down. Technically, I would be long in that too. They'll crack above the 200 MA, the 21 going. Thing is, I should wait for the 21 to cross, just like I do when I'm short in the market, when I'm long in the market. I'll take you anyway. Just tell me I'll be. But the short looks highly likely here, based off how we lost the 200 MA. The 21's curving down. We got a rollover. I would take this as like kind of a descending triangle, which even suggests we would get a little bit of a bounce in there before I would, which would make me sweat a little bit. Yeah, that's your measured move, which isn't, it's not the best trade. It's like, I think I'm gonna wait on it. We'll see. I'll set up the trade and have it waiting though. So the take profit would be at 97,703. That would make a little more sense. I'd like to get deeper though. 102,974. $1,300 for 33 grand, yeah, like 700 for 2 grand, 400 for 4. Yeah, that's a good, something like that. Wait, something's wrong. Oh yeah, see, that's how you know I don't short enough. So the take profit would be at 97,703. The stop loss would be at 102,974. Here we go. And so that would be 250 for 700. All right. Nice little bounce, though. I'm not going to short right now. I'm going to wait it out. I'm going to see what happens. See if this nose gets filled. If they fill the nose, short, right? We may break this. There may be a beautiful long coming. There could be a double bottom, everybody. I don't know what's going to happen. I have no clue. I'm still feeling it out. All right. No shorts for me. No, sir. Have fun. Yep. It's typical. The market makers are now going to get wrecked and whipsaw. Yeah. Just flip the chart and act like a long. Exactly. That's the thing. Flip the chart along that puppy. It would be the same. We do that all the time. The cross above the 200 MA and we get the pump. You know? All the time. That's a trade that plays out. Right there. You see it. So, you know, once you learn how to spot reversals, then you'll know how to spot reversals to the downside too. You know? It looks very similar to a double bottom reversal, right? I mean, it looks beautiful. Like we've longed something like that many times. Does tell us that short is probably in order. The pump up to 620 usually is the entry too. Like when they pump up to your price action, it's like, ooh. So to me, a short's most likely in order. This would be the short I'd be looking at. Maybe even a stop above 103,900 would be even better. Right. I truly believe in my soul that shorting is nothing but theft in disguise, and we will never do it. Wow, that's amazing. I love it. I'm sweating more than Stryker landing an airplane. Sorry to hear that, Frankie. You put yourself in a very tough position. Bitcoin getting the bounce. So let's take a look at BTC on the smaller time frames now, because they're going to be our guide for the day. You see what I'm saying? Like now you're going to want to look at what's happening. So you've got resistance on the 1 minute. You look at your small time frame. You're like, where is the main resistance? Like we're right here. Look. We got resistance there. Couldn't get above. Resistance. So you know, like, Bitcoin must get back above 102.3 to even be slightly bullish for this double bottom to even play out. Look, anyone that thought they would short right now, they just kind of went at the shorts a little bit there. It's treachery, longing, or shorting recently. It's been up and down price action. But you can see it's a slow bleed on the bigger time frame. Clearly, the bigger time frames are closing tweezer tops. You have to pay attention to that. Okay? Why do the Saudis want to get big into the airplane industry? Air Israel, please clear the run. I don't know. I ran for greatness in everything I do. I reach for 100%. Shout out to Mr. Flawless. God bless you. Still fighting a possible double bottom here. There's still a chance that we make like we could be making a giant bull flag, bullish rectangle or something, right? And we just stay sideways. You never know, everybody. When you take a shot on trading, you're taking a probability play. That's all. We all see the crypto market pump and it flies. And all our friends that ignored us when we spoke of crypto will become product dollar. Yeah, exactly. You're funny. Follow me at Crypto Life for 33. Looks like the words have been spoken. Everything came back. 37,006 on our way to 38,000 people here. Jump on in. I'd greatly appreciate it. I'm showing all different things. All right. Stablecoin crackdown, right? That's a good read right there, too. What could happen? An X article. All right. That's pretty cool. Check that out there. I'm giving a lot of alpha for you. All right. Fidelity buys another 5 million or almost 6 million worth of Ethereum. What's going on behind the scenes there as they continue to buy? All right. And my pinned comment is the bot. If you want, you just want to find it, you're not sure where to get it, go to CryptoLifer, at CryptoLifer33 at x.com, and you can hit the link right there to the Minotaur trading bot. I do get a 25% commission if you join, so you're hooking me up and making business for me, so I appreciate that. And I'm making business for them. We go hand in hand, so I appreciate it. You're getting ready to launch. So much likely price action will pump till about 12 p.m. I don't know. I don't talk like that. I just look at the charts, my man. One step, one day at a time over here. 102,000 is now a key area to hold, though, for Bitcoin. So mixed signals. We could go either way. I gave you kind of everything that I see. What time frames to watch for. I'm more bearish than bullish. We got to break the trend line, right? You want to recap what I just said. I'm more bearish than bullish. We'd have to get back above this trend line here and, make some type of price action movement here for me. And I longing somewhere in here for me personally. If Bitcoin got back above the 1036, 1035 area, started hanging out here, higher lows, let's go. Otherwise, it's likely going to go hang out inside the end of this descending triangle, which if you can't see, it's this right here, boing, with the flat bottom, and it's going to get tight in here, and those break down like 90% of the time. The measured move takes you to 98,284. So do not be surprised if Bitcoin takes a bit of a dip here further to the downside. It just is what it is. The House of Trades almost due. Best trading. Yeah. So weird, yeah. Okay, when most of euphoric market disappoints. Thank you for saying that. Shout out to Maniac Z. Shout out to everybody out here on the live. Yeah. 30-minute about to SBF any second now. And so, yeah, to me, you're just below the 200 MA on the 1 hour time frame. The tighter you get in the zone, it looks like a shoulder, head, right shoulder. I just see more downside. I really do. There's virtuals. I'm out of virtuals. I have a bag I've been holding a long, long time. I'm not getting rid of that, but I was swing trading it. I'm out. Like, we didn't get the follow through for Bitcoin. We didn't get the follow through for ETH. Even though a lot of coins were in a nice little flag too, we just did not get the complete follow through. So it is what it is, That's trading. It doesn't always go perfectly. So this is the next trade I'd be looking at, though, a possible short, down to about 97,000. If I can see us consolidate a little more into the zone. If we get above the 200 MA in the next hour or two, then we're bouncing back up to the top of the range at 105,000. We're breaking this trend line, and then I'm looking for, the story changes for me. So price action is going to teach me what to do. The more precise you get at watching price action, the better you get at listening to it, and the more it can teach you what to do. You won't be doing things emotionally. You'll wait. All right. I got to hop a cars to get an appointment, but I'll be listening. Everybody, keep the heads up. Shout out to you. Shout out to Mr. Flawless. Stay safe on the road. Fear and Greed 73 down from yesterday. Yeah. And I just like to hear the feedback here. He says, the House of Trade said, since I learned to read stochastics here, that was about 2 years ago. My trading strategy went big, still holding on my ETH long. I'm telling you, thank you for everything. Blessed to be a lifer. Shout out to Maniac Z. Maniacs, we love you, man. Bitcoin now in support. I think a good time to buy, somebody says. Hey, I think it's always a good time to buy Bitcoin, personally. And it has bounced off a double bottom. It's bounced here multiple times. We could get a beautiful bounce back to the upside. I'm a little weary of that, though. All right. Someone says the 15-minute on Bitcoin looks good. Yeah, the stochastics are pushing to the upside. You got a bit of a double bottom. See if you can break out back up. That's the thing. Break this trend line. Get back above the 200 MA on the 5-minute time frame. That's the first thing. Break the 200 MA in the 5-minute, then I'll find a long. I know exactly how to flip long. I got models telling me what to do when it does, but until I see it, I don't buy it. By the way, my ETH long up 18K right now, entered at 1560. That's unbelievable, man. Good for you, brother. I would have taken some profits at that 2700, but maybe you could be in for the long time too. So it's completely, I don't know what your plan is. As again, never tell a trader what to do. You never know what their plan is or what they're doing. They could go in anyway, right? So good thing we didn't get into the short. Bitcoin getting a nice bounce back to 102 here. Again, I want to make it clear, I did not enter a short. I'm speculating on what to do. If you don't bet, you can't win. If you lose all your chips, you can't bet. Vegas, baby, 12 days. Ha ha ha. Sammy, what do you think about harmonic patterns? They work out. You got your Gartley, your bearish and bullish Gartleys, and they play out over time. But I could show how they're just really, you could see the patterns playing out. Like there'd be a bearish Gartley or whatever, and it'd be a head and shoulder pattern. Half the stuff that people see and do all this nonsense with, I can show them. It's just my strategy too. Like it's like, well, I said you shorted resistance, or you did this on support, or Nice to see us back above 102K. And I'm telling you, it's treachery. The second it look today, they made it look long. They dipped and grabbed everyone. Anyone that went short, they went up and got you again. Then they dipped it again to make, oh yeah, you're definitely short. Double down, stay in the short. Then they're going to rip you up again. It's treachery today, trading the smaller time frames. All week, really, we haven't got, you know what it was? It was like easy to trade for 3 weeks as we just went up. And then the trading got tough again because we got less liquidity. It got choppy. All right. Will you be shorting if support breaks? No support till 94K. I know there's not a lot of support. I agree with you. That's why I'm thinking of opening up this one right here. Just waiting for that right time. Virtuables has so much upside. It is, and it's got a good use case too as well. We are watching Bitcoin. If you're just watching, we're watching it double bottom here on the 1 minute, double bottom here on the 4 hour. Showing signs of life here at 101,500. I'll give it to you. The bulls are fighting here at 101.5. Doesn't look amazing though. We got to get back above 102.8 and above the 200 MA on the 5 minute time frame for the bulls to have any type of footing here to get us further to the upside. Any altcoins doing their own thing despite Bitcoin right now? Let's take a look. And that always is whatever. Forum, all right, 8%. Story IP up 40% in 7 days, but flat. Yeah, EOS, big token, KuCoin, a lot of exchange tokens and stablecoin. Jupiter at 49, up 8% in the week though. Caspa up 20% on the week. SWI at 371. That's starting to take a bit of a pullback, Solana back at 169 and with that high at 174, 175. I didn't think 176, right? So you can see kind of a red day across the board here for altcoins. And you can always take a glance here and just see this Keeta. We talked about Keeta a lot. That's the newer coin that I've been watching. Keeta, like cheetah, but Keeta, And you can see just a red day for the altcoins in the last hour. Fake AI is the only thing up 30%. Everything else kind of down on these altcoins and for the week too as well. Week was good. You had some gainers. Initia, right? A new one, Ordi. Keeta was up big. Boom. Nero, AIC, Moondang. A lot of people were trading Moondang in the trading group. People. But again, just not, and the month wasn't too bad. But the last day, no. Definitely a sell-off here in the altcoins. It's kind of the tariffs. Everyone thought the tariffs were going to be bad, then the tariffs are good, and everyone's, they bought knowing the tariffs were going to be good, and when the tariffs were good, people sold the news. There's a kind of a buy the rumors, sell the news type of thing there. All right. Didn't crypto bubbles come out before? Wasn't this the initial one? So didn't they rip it off? I don't know. I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure though. So I try to use the original because they're the ones who came up with it. I don't know. You do you. I do me. God bless everybody in the space, Just Action BTC. Kindly comment on the 15-minute VRP volumes on possible entry point and exit. You don't want to just be using the VRVP every time just for in and outs. But if you look at it, there is a high. You're at the low volume node. You pump up to here, likely that would be an exit point, and then you pump up there to 1039 will be an exit point. Just the high volume nodes that are sticking out, and you go through the gaps. Very simple stuff, right? Someone said PVS just got 350K Google Cloud grant on NVIDIA apps. Page only. Other to get the grant, a PAL. And only on the NVIDIA AOIZ. Can you check it at 12 million PVS? I like AOIZ D-pin. Let's take a look at PVS. We're getting a bounce here for Bitcoin, everybody, but it's not amazing. And again, look at this. It could be a shoulder. Look for the head and shoulder pattern. I'm telling you right now, it's more likely right now the odds are a dump is coming for Bitcoin further to the downside. I don't mean to be the bearer of bear news. I'm just showing you. And again, that doesn't mean in 6 hours I won't be long if we break this and get a pump. Sam Layer, can you take a look, please? Look interesting. Yeah. And I haven't shaved since Dubai. Look at this. I haven't shaved since I was in Dubai. Just made a head and shoulder on the 15-minute. Yeah, it just looks bearish. Ivan wrote, can you check RAI? That was the only coin looking hot, but when the market's not amazing, the market's just not amazing. I like how it was in this flag. I had an alert on it. It completed the flag. It got the pump. Now it made it another bull flag, but again, it has bearish divvy. Is the daily away from the 21? Very far away from the 21. It could take time to go sideways. It could pull back with Bitcoin. So yeah, it looks good on the smaller time frames, but we have to take into account that the bigger time frames may not play. And if Bitcoin dumps, this will dump. It isn't a nice little bull flag, I'll tell you that. Like, that looks great. And, you know, I'd say 4 out of 10 times it pumps even when you're high, but the odds are lower now. Let's take a look at the super chat for Turbo. Turbo fell out. Look, and we like Turbo here, but I said, hey, I'd wait for it to bounce and get tight. Does look like it could continue, but look, the whole market's getting shifty. Bitcoin loses a trend line. Ethereum loses a trend line. And this is an Ethereum coin, right? It was an Ethereum meme, so it's going to fall off. So where to now? You got to look at your daily time frame and see what's going on with your 21, what's happening with price. You know, that's not too bad, Turbo, honestly. It's right on the 21. 3-day almost. You have to look at the 3-day almost because like it had such a run up. So for me, I'd be pulling fibs in the 3-day chart, looking for pullbacks. 21-day moving average, you know. Support to hold there at 004892. But it looks something like this is going on before it gets the breakout, you know. The whole market just looks like it needs a little bit of a pullback. And I said that for days. Every time someone asked me about a coin, right? I kept looking at the coin and be like, it looks like it's PVS. Wow, last time we looked at it was this flag, and it looked at the target was 017353. It hit the exact target with a little wick above it. Crazy. I don't know how that happened. It looks more like, you know, this is how we looked at it. Hit the target. Look at that. What did I get that? I just got the length of the previous pole. Isn't that crazy? How price action works. You know, I don't know enough about this coin. When I look at the chart right now, I can see it's got a bad spread because like see how the candles aren't filled, which means it can wreck you if you use any more than a very small amount of money on it. But it's bullish. I mean, long term, maybe I'd chuck $500 in it and I'd never think about it again and see if, you know, or 1,000, see if you can fit the X's puppy. You know more about it than me. I'd have to do my research. You're saying it's getting the same kind of inclusion that we got with AOIZ, some of that D pin access there. You know, it looks good. See that flag? I'd put an alert on it. On the 333 time frame, take a look, watch it. It does look more bullish than the rest of the market. It's on an uptrend, and it could be flagging out for more for sure. Could be onto something there at 21851 target there. You said it was going to do it, so it did. It's science, Sammy. I know. Shout out to 8, man. God bless you, brother. Now you got to look at a shoulder, head, right shoulder. You can see when you got lower liquidity, even Bitcoin gets a sloppy chart. Like the chart doesn't look as robust. The candles don't close as clean. You know, you get all this loose action. It's just, you know, it's whiny is what I call it. Whiny price action, right? It's not solid. It's not complete. You know, the bulls are really looking for this flag. Isn't it crazy? People say the 1 minute's noise, but if this flag doesn't break out, we could roll over. That's the beginning of the big dump. This flag breaks out. That could be the beginning of us reversing. It all starts with the small time frames. It has to. Think about it logically. The daily can't move to the 4 hour. The 4 hour can't move to the 1 hour. The 1 hour can't move to the 15. The 15 minute can't move to the 10 minute. You know, and then the 1 minute. Again, knowing how to read this stuff is important. Just looking at the noise will get you caught up. You have to know what you're doing. I could teach you how to read price action the proper way from small time frame to big in a way that no one else teaches it online. Let's take a look at that super chat, Caspa. And shout out to everybody hooking it up and with these super chats. You guys are amazing. $19 in chat revenue, 451 people here on the like button. Let me get the likes up to the watchers. I would greatly appreciate it. So I gave you Caspa. I said it was going to hit the target. It did. What else do you want from me? Caspa nailed the target, went to 12 cents. Beautiful get in and get out for 35% gains. This is why I like trading spot heavily. I trade a lot of spot while everyone else is heavy leverage. I trade Bitcoin leverage. Every once in a while, I'll trade a couple things here and there leverage, but for the most part, it is spot city for me. Because right now, I'm heavy in spot Bitcoin, right? I don't have to stress. I just know that I got more Bitcoin than I had before, and I keep adding it. No stress. Look, we're looking for Caspa to get the bounce. Otherwise, it's going to dump like BTC. Everything watching Bitcoin today. Bitcoin gets the bounce, then Caspa gets the bounce, and then you can trade Caspa later on. Bitcoin doesn't get the bounce, then no go for Caspa. You need Bitcoin to go sideways or to, or to pounce or to bounce and pump, or these altcoins don't do their thing. It just is what it is. All right. That's just what happens. Sammy, Bitcoin is setting up for that Lambo candle. Hey, you never know. I don't know about that. One step at a time. It looks like we could make a nice breakout here, though, on the 1 minute time frame there. Back above the 200 MA. I'd be waiting for the same exact thing to happen on the 5. We were there. We were about to have it. We got rejected. They went after the longs real quick. When it was less than 20 tokens and we had no live streams, dude had to come together on a pro, and it was a Wild West shootout on the charts. So fun. People used to throw coins on the live. Amen. I don't know about the live. This live is crazy. Yeah. DCA Bitcoin every day. I don't know exactly what he's saying, but Sam, thanks for the amazing insight. Anytime. Still no Caspa after the super chat. Still no Cas after the super chat. Don't forget. I'm on Caspa right now, though. We just did Caspa. No? So anyway, we're looking for Caspa to get the bounce here. I'll get off the 333-minute time frame. But again, it looks a little like, all depends on what Bitcoin does today. This market structure is great if we get the bounce. It doesn't, just looking great. It's definitely in an uptrend. We need Bitcoin to kind of play games here, or not play games. We need to play balls, as I say. Yeah, so now you can see the short could still be in order here. Good thing we didn't enter it there at 101,671. No, you got to watch price action. To me, it's about the 200 MA. If we crack the 200 MA, we're going to rip today. If we don't, we're not. Very simple strategy. Wow, look at that. We got the breakout of that flag. See? Boom. Now, this is like, things could start to kind of, hopefully turn out a little better. You got to get above that 200 MA to remain bullish, though. Very important. Can you give your opinion on ETH Classic? Last time it went to 170. ETH Classic's still in the game. An interesting coin. You're an OG, then, because only OGs really know their ETH Classic. A lot of people don't really, care about it. Went to 170 in the last rally. Could it do that again, he's saying. Man, look at that. All the way to 179. Crazy. I mean, we had a lot of liquidity, way less coins. Now we have way more coins, way different tech, and there's going to be new tech and new coins coming out, new narratives that the old coins have to battle. I think it's going to change. I think the altcoins, they're evolving to something new, like so many new altcoins. I think it's going to turn more into like the stock market, where you have like different sectors moving at different times. Don't get me wrong. I see this breaking back up, but will it ever get back above 40? I don't know. It's going to take a lot of movement and a lot of days and a lot of pump to get it back to 40, and then we'll go from there. 170, I just don't know if a lot of coins are going to make it back. Before, I used to say every coin gets back, but because the market was more predictable, then now we have way more coins. Liquidity spread out way big, so it's not the same landscape. It's not the same frontier, so to speak. Things are different. And that takes into account my assessment of whether this would get to 170 or not. All right. Bitcoin, about to get through that 1 minute 200 MA. Let's go. Look, it is an inverted head and shoulder here. shoulder, head, right shoulder. Measured move is the length of the neckline to the head. But here, that says we can get to about 102.9. Let's go, baby. Let's go. I would trade the long if the 5-minute breaks above the 200 MA. Until then, it's just, I just see us just trading chop. And we're still more likely going to dump unless we can get back above this 5-minute 200, back above this trend line for Bitcoin. I don't get too excited here, but and again, we have some strong support. Some people did long 1015. They're up already. Exactly. Sam, expert thoughts on compute. It's an AI play. Thank you, sir. Send in a super chat for TA and deep dive. A lot of people do that, and it's nice. If I just do free super chats, it kind of offends the people that threw down, you know. Can we check out Casper? We did that. Can we check out Turbo? We did that. Thanks for everything. Blessed to be a lifer. God bless you, man. Thank you. We looked at PVS. Thank you so much. And can we look at RAI? We did look at that too as well. Shout out to Ivan, Nick Ellegard, Maniacs, CT8497, and Michael, Mr. Flawless 1986. And everybody out there that just gives it any way, shape, or form, whether it's support, whether it's love, whether it's a comment, whether you just watch the channel with a lot, you know, with a view. I appreciate every single one of you each and every day that comes to the channel. May God bless everybody on the live. You're so close to 100K, you're going to do a party or something. I mean, I'll be in my favorite place. It looks like it's going to be around July 4th when I hit 100,000 subscribers. And it's going to be a big deal for me. But then it's going to be like, it's going to be a day of like, I hit 100,000. And I'm going to be like, and then the next day is going to be the same day as today where I have to get up and just keep grinding. I got to stay mentally positive. I got to keep pushing. It doesn't matter what happens, right? No matter what life throws at me, I got to suit up and get ready to do the live every single day. You know, like Jim Rohn says, you know, you can miss one day, but you can't miss two. So you can never miss 2 days. I don't even like missing two because that gets in my head that I might miss two. I don't even like missing one because it gets in my head I might miss two, right? I don't want to miss anything. Hot tub stream. Oh, yeah, I'll do a hot tub stream. I'll have the new hot tub set up, ready to rock. And yeah, I'll do the hot tub stream for sure. Is the new market cycle will be different, and we have no clue how it will respond with institutional plays. Yeah. And, you know, I am curious. I want to take a look at the S&P ES1 here, ES, and see what's happening. So we called a long on the S&P. We talked about it pumping to the upside beautifully. If you watch my macro technical analysis, let's reveal what may or may not have happened to my prediction. Then we made this flag predicting that we would continue to pump. And look, we beautifully did. Almost an Adam and Eve there. See an Adam and an Eve there. Slanted to the upside. Now we're flagging again with a little bit of a dip. So it's like CPI got everybody a little like, oh, and then they just decided, no, we're back to brass tacks here. Honestly, that's a little flag right here. Now, just because the S&P is going to pump, Bitcoin's going to pump, I mean, you would assume they do pump together, but it's not a guarantee. Look, though, we started the day with low stochastics and we were pushing to the upside. I see the S&P continuing to pump. Bigger target takes it to 6,089 out that flag to the upside, and we gave you the flag right here that's been booming. I talked about us breaking out of this right shoulder. I showed you the broadening following wedge. I drew the Fibonacci and called the bounce off the 618 golden pocket right there, which we hit exactly. And all you had to know was how to buy your Fibonacci's, and that was an exact Fibonacci retracement back to the upside. I don't know what else more I could do for you S&P traders and for the traditional marketeers. But look at that. And once we get above that high, we're gone. I see the S&P pumping. Nice move for the S&P. Is Bitcoin going to continue to rip? It possibly could now. Let's go for that 5 minute. We're back above the 1 minute 200 now, right? Just barely, but we're there. Possible reversal back to the upside. That could have been our daily bottom for BTC. You know, it's funny. Block EAI, it had good market reads. Like, I thought it was, you know, you find these funny little coins and you're like, whatever. But it did look okay pattern-wise. Like a good, I don't know. Then I don't know. It's whatever. Do you do the same strategy during the bear market? No, you can't do the same strategy during the same markets. That doesn't make any sense. That's insanity. Doing the same thing in different market settings would be absolute insanity. Yeah. Bro throws tide to bits of knowledge that others charge for. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, comment. He gives mass amounts of knowledge for free in every video. Thank you for saying that, man. I appreciate it. And shout out to giving 10 memberships to lifers. That you didn't have to do that, but you did. And everyone that grabbed them up. Dan Carlson, Crypto Caveman, Rattlehead, Weed Jesus, Sebastian Allen, Robert Luoma, and everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. We love you. We appreciate you. You're awesome. You didn't have to do that. That's super nice. Wow, so Bitcoin with the bounce off of the double bottom here. Nice, strong bounce of the 4-hour time frame. Makes you want a long, right? Like, we're so bullish. How could we pull back? I'm just got to be open-minded that the weekly, you know, again, let's look at it differently. I always like to look at Bitcoin differently. I'll go like the Bybit chart, erase everything, and look at it fresh again. The 8-hour looks somewhat decent, right? Like you're in this little flag that's going to do damage back to the upside over time. 8-hour don't look too bad at all. And again, this is as much as I showed you all the bears, is we could eventually get above this high and rip. You know, the 8-hour could be making a nice little flag here and bounces back to the upside. You can see how key and crucial, though, this support and resistance is in the 8-hour. Like, you lose it. I mean, there's just a fast drop to 97K. I'm here every day. As soon as I get more money, I'm going to get a membership. Hey, you do whatever you want. I never want to be the guy that's like, join my membership. You have to join. I just think it's something amazing. I know my product is hot. I know what other people are selling out there, and I know I sell more consistency than them. And so I may not be the best trader in the world. I may not be the smartest guy in the world. I'm sure there's more talented traders. I think there's smarter people than me. There's better traders than me. I'm not the greatest trader. I really, you know, but I'm the most consistent in this entire industry. And I'm going to work so hard to give you the updates, the insights, and the knowledge that you need to become a great trader. And I'm never going to stop until you nailed it. You spelled bull wrong. No, I love you, man. Hey, brother, life is getting so good. The shift has flipped 180 degrees in the best way. Link up soon, maybe after Vegas. So much love. May you and the family stay blessed. I'm telling you, man, keep believing in the mind shift that you're creating, and you're going to create the mind shift, bro. Like, millions are coming to you. Like, your story is amazing. The book you write is going to be absolutely insane. You're going to be on stage with me, literally telling your life story. I feel it. I'm going to assemble the lifers, man. And the most powerful stories in the world are going to be in one book. BS, you are the best trader on YouTube, but you're the greatest guy. Have you ever looked at using Market B? I see everyone. I used it for years. I have it. It's my strategy, and that they work hand in hand. It's basically the same thing. I don't want to be rude by showing mine and his together. That's rude. He's my buddy. But I could show you how to like back test it and figure it all out. I know almost everyone else's strategy online. See, when I went into the internet, most people just go into the internet. I looked at every person that was like somewhat known, and I worked at all their strategies till I figured out how most of them are doing it. And then I put my strategy against theirs, and I have all these crazy ways of looking at the charts most people don't. I can see things most people just can't see, you know. Have you ever looked at using under 100K subs? YouTube is seriously keeping him under wraps. It's wild. It's okay, man. We're getting exactly what we deserve, man. I don't know about YouTube. I think YouTube has given us more love than ever. Look, we have more views than almost any other crypto channel recently. A lot of crypto channels are going, aren't getting, viewed. We're at 96,140. We just crossed 96. We're on our way to 97,000 subscribers. Like, we're getting 140, 200 subscribers a day. Dang, we're on our way to the upside. I think YouTube's loving us. We're getting more browser searches than ever. God bless Google, man. I think I'm getting exactly what I deserve. This is amazing. And please subscribe to the channel and help us get to 97,000. Then it's 98, then 99, and then 100,000 subscribers, man. You have no idea, guys. Like, I get emotional if I talk about it, because I gave my life for that number, man. I gave my life for that number. Like, every single day of my life, I've given for that number. Like, Yeah, I'm a technician and MacGyver by trade. Yes, Sam, I believe you will hit 100K subs in the exact same day when Bitcoin hits 120,000. You know. Lifer channel, best crypto channel on YouTube right now. God bless you, man. Thank you. You're the best channel by far. Thank you. Thank you, God, for leading me to greatness. Love you. Thank you. You know, it can be hard. You know, it can be difficult. And I know this is going to sound real corny. But like, you're a regular guy like me who used to go to work, you know, talk to a few family and friends, maybe a couple days, in a week, you talk to a few family and friends. You had some good. I got people telling me they love me around the world every day. I'm saying that's hard because the emotions that you know, you're like, wow. Like, I'm not saying it's hard. It's a beautiful thing. But wow, like, you know, to receive that much love from thousands of people around the world, like, to me, that's an accomplishment. To me, that's like my greatest accomplishment. And I don't mind being completely honest about my feelings or about the reality of life, because I work so hard for what I got. And so there's a lot of feeling behind everything I do. And there's no BS behind it, you know what I mean? And so thank you to everybody that helps me grow, man. I appreciate it. Sam, when it comes to the VRP, do you pay any mind to the two different colors at all? No, not at all. No. It's just about the high volume node where it sticks out. That's all that matters. $102.4 above the 200 MA on the 1 minute. Many days, that's the move, right? Makes me want to scalp on BitTinex right now. BitTinex scalping. But there you have it. I mean, you wait for this, and then the head and shoulder plays out. We went for one of those yesterday. We didn't get the love. Like, it's crazy. You don't always get the love. It doesn't always happen the way you're looking for it, right? Lifer is the truth. Thank you. Gave you guys 2 likes. I'm on my phone. Thank you. Shout out to everyone that hits that like button. I appreciate it, man. God bless you all. Thank you. Wow. Shout out to Caden Casey paying it forward with the $9.99. I mean, someone gives me a $100 super chat. I can't believe that. It's just, it blows my mind. Thank you so much, brother. Like, the gains keep on coming. You know, people aren't jealous of me. People are still like, people are willing to give me more. They know I'm winning and they're willing to give me even more. You know, unbelievable. And look, there's my signal right there, crossing the 21-day moving average. That little flag did play out strong for Bitcoin. I was about to say, I had the flag somewhere. There, right there, right on the 1 minute. About to say, that's the S&P. One of the reasons I show up every day, at one point I was ready to give up. You definitely 100% give me the shift and the strength to continue. Yeah. Yeah. Caden Casey, thank you so much for the $100 super chat. You didn't have to give, but you did. That's just so nice. Man, cool people are cool people, man. You know what I'm saying? Confident people are cool, man. When someone's confident and they're willing to give, there's just something so amazing about that behavior, right? It's just like, wow. Unbelievable. So thank you so much to anybody that supports me in any way, shape, or form. I just always want to make gratitude a big key part of this stream. So look, there's my strategy now beginning to form. Can the 21 cross? Can we get busy? I may have to open up a trade, right? I may just have to open up a trade here. I'm going to get into weeks and take a look at my BTC pairs and get ready. You know, I don't force trades. I trade what I'm supposed to trade. Right now, I see my model beginning to form here on the 1 minute. Now, usually I wait for the 5 minute. This is a way I tweaked my model recently in the last 6-7 months. I stopped using the 1 minute as much when we weren't on my best volume days. You see? And I started waiting for the 5 minute. Now, it took more patience. Wasn't as fun sometimes, but it was more responsible, and it was like the more right thing to do. What I mean by this is my strategy. We cracked the oh man, look at that. Right when I using it a long right now, and I'm bugging out, right? But again, once we crack the 200 MA, you get into a long. Once a candle closes above it, And then you let this thing rally. Look at that. We just rallied from 102 all the way to 102.6. Look at that pump. So now we're headed to the 5-minute 200. And they say, again, my strategy now is not to chase. Now I'm going to wait for the 5-minute to get back above the 200 for the 21 to cross. And that's going to be my next trade. It's going to take about an hour to two. I can't do the 1 minute because the 1 minute already happened. I'd be chasing if I do the 1 minute. But I already see my next trade before I even see it. I'm already kind of waiting on that next trade. All right. I'll never stop being a part of the group. Thanks so much for being the hardest worker and the best teacher on YouTube. Shout out to Gates Roar. I love you. That means the world to me. I'm going to go to bed with that and remind myself that there's people that will never, ever stop supporting me, man. Can we get a moonshot? We might. But let's be patient. Let's not get too crazy here now. The double bottom played out. 101.5 is strong support. Again, the bigger time frames don't look amazing. I'm really not buying it all just yet. We're taking it one step at a time, seeing what these small time frames can do. And there's recently been some new coins. Another meme coin pump, launch coin. I was on it. I saw it before it got too big, but I didn't want to get people too meme crazy here. All right, so I wasn't, but I caught up. I learned about it the other morning. But I was just like, man. It was called Launch Coin. It did pretty good. It's at a $268 million market cap. I was looking at it here too, and I didn't give it to the group. I just didn't want to post memes until the time was right. I saw it here too. It started to rip. Again, even I didn't jump on in. I missed out. I'll be honest. But it's because when the market starts to rip, you're going to feel a few memes rip first. Then the whole market's going to rip again. And so the first thing that's going to happen is a couple of memes are going to rip. You're going to miss. So if you're watching the market and you're waiting for frothy price action, you're going to miss a few of the first ones. But then the market's going to give a lot of opportunities. You don't have to jump into the first thing that rips. But, this is like the first sign of actual some decent movement here. It's a meme. And again, we have to look at this because it's a metric of the market now. When a meme coin moves, it's a metric of the market. Please subscribe to the channel, everybody. On our way, let's get to 200 subscribers, 96,200. I know we could do it. Hit that button and subscribe to the channel. I would greatly appreciate it. It means the world to me. And again, I want to show you something about perseverance and pushing yourself to the limit. This should make you just look at. I started my channel September 22nd of 2019, going on 6 years in September. All right, 5.5 years now I've been doing this. But look, my first year, all the way to September of the next year, I had 120 subscribers. 164 that time next year. And then it grew and grew, and then 2,000, 14,000. And look how it just, look at this. This is every single day without taking a day off. Unbelievable. You can't, that's insanity. Who does this? It's sick. It's Tom Brady style, man. It's insane. It's Cal Ripken. Like, who does this? Who does this? I will go down in history, man, and that's my point. I saw consistent people. I saw how amazing it was to be consistent. I saw how inspiration it was. And I said, man, I'm going to do that for the rest of the world. I said, I'm going to push myself. You know how many days, man, I push myself to make it? I love y'all. Y'all the best, man. Look at this beautiful bounce on the 4-hour time frame. Looks like it might be a beautiful double bottom back to the upside here for Bitcoin. May have caught this reversal, and I'm just going to catch my little swing. What I do, my piece of the pie. You see? 1 minute now can flag out back to the 21. Wow, nice rippage for Bitcoin. 5 minute cracking that 200 now. But I know what to do now and remain patient. A lot of people will ape right now. I'm waiting because the 21 got to catch up to price. So we can't just ape right now. We gotta wait our turn. And could it be bearishly retesting the bottom of this? And it could be. It could be. What a mess, though. Like, it's just like, price action is weird. And that wasn't my initial. Yeah, there we go. What I'm doing is watching this double bottom. Looks like a descending triangle unless we can rip. And the 1 hour back above the 200. Yeah, the 1 hour. See, Dang, that makes me want to long. The 1 hour close the candle above the 200, then it bounces right back to the upside. And I'm happy I didn't make this short. See, I waited. I said, I don't know about that short. Love your take, sir. Appreciate you very much. When you get a chance, I'd like your take on SWE macro. We'll take it SWE on the macro. And then someone gave another membership, giving 20 memberships. I don't know. You people are so nice to me. I don't know how. It's just amazing. I guess you like when I praise God and say thank you. So, dear Lord, thank you for all the beautiful people that keep loving me. Honestly, thank you so much. It's very, very nice. Unbelievable. It's very inspiring. It makes me want to keep pushing and never stop what I'm doing. You know, it makes me want to never, ever stop. Look, S&P is about to pump so hard on the 1 minute time frame. If you have access to a platform where you can trade that S&P, I see a bullish pump coming. Looks like your nasty Nas may follow it. Let's take a look at the NASDAQ. I may be able to give you a nice little call here on the NASDAQ on the 1 minute time frame. Yeah, I mean, money printed go brrr. You know, PPI bullish. Jerome Powell might have said some things that were just so sweet, so dovish. He's not a hawk no more. He's a dove. Remember, when Jerome Powell's bearish, they call him a hawk. It's hawkish. When he's talking good, it's dovish. When the Fed talks lovely, it's dovish. When Fed talks bearish, it's hawkish. You don't want the Fed to be hawkish, okay? You want it to be a dove, man. Uncle Jay, top channel supporter. God bless you, Reliable Jay. Thank you for being here. Possible Ukraine ceasefire news 1 hour ago. Trump is just making peace around the world, man. He's using his money and economic power to stop people from causing war and problems. Just a heads up, price action is in between the 5 and the 7 minute. Thank you. Just a heads up, price action is in between. Yeah. Shout out to GF Burke. Shout out to Lola. Wow, this is this big supporter of you from Chicago. I love when you do the East Coast accent. Please look at Adam. It's ready to rip from Lola for the $49.99. Now people are really sending in the love. They're like, wow, you want to be grateful, Sam? We'll give you more to be grateful for. We're going to send you more money. Sam, you look pretty happy. You know what? Let's double down on your happiness now. You see people, I got to get to the charts, everyone. Like, you keep giving me gifts. I got to keep saying thank you. I want to be able to get to the charts. Look at the NASDAQ booming to the upside the second I call it out there. Getting a nice pump to the upside here on the nasty Nas. Target is 21,495 for the NASDAQ. My left eye just started to have a pain. It's all right. It's gone now. Nerve pain out of nowhere, right? Thanks for sharing your life with us. The Dubai trip was so nice to see because you deserve it. And even bigger things are coming. There's no doubt. That's crazy that you say that. You just gave me goosebumps, man. Let's take a look at Adam here and see what's happening to Adam. Adam's in this big rounded bottom. And it's only a matter of time before there's going to be a bigger run, in my humble opinion, in this DeFi space here. And Adam is just hanging. Now, I own Adam. I still own Adam. I actually stake it. It makes me rewards every single day. You know, I'm on Coinbase making rewards. It's awesome. You know, there's DeFi to be had there. It's amazing. I mean, like Bitcoin, like everything else, it's in this kind of holding pattern. There's a lot of support for Adam there at about 466. Looks like it may end up down there one more time. And then a big breakout will be happening. I still own Adam. It's very likely it's going to be, you know, it's got a great use case. The people why Adam doesn't move a lot because people like to stake it, all right? And they want to buy it at the bottoms. And so once it gets it's bottomed out, you see, and look at Adam, it's clearly bottomed out at $3.93, $4. To me, it looks like a safe bet down here, but you never know. I'm looking for it to come back down to 466 before it bounces one more time and then heads to the bigger target at 648 for Adam. Thank you so much, Lola, for the $49.99. And the super chats were hot and heavy today. I miss being in the 99, just couldn't afford it, but I learned a lot. Now I realize I could do it on my own. Plan now is to prove myself and then maybe have financial stability to join again. The key is we're going to find coins that no one's going to know about before a lot of people when the rally gets hot. It's going to be 5Xs, 10Xs, 20Xs. So, like, I really think it's you can't afford not to be in the trading group. I really believe that. I believe you can't afford not to be in it for $3 a day. I believe I have the best product in the entire market. I just, you know, and I stand behind that. And I show up every single day, and I have the best team too. Like, I have the elite traders that are scanning the market every single day. Everyone, there's so much going on my Discord. I looked at all the Discords and said, how can I make mine better? We even look at other coins. We do things that cost another $99. We include it. There's so much going on, man. You know, I had ADA staked on Ledger, pull it all off. Still got ADA rewards. That's weird. Bitcoin doing damage above the 5-minute 200 MA. And this is what we're looking for. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. This is absolutely lovely. I look for this. I mean, what a monster move. Again, buying when we cross the 200 MA on the 1-minute time frame is a known signal of mine. Look at that. Gone. Gone. We gave you the flag before it happened on the Binance chart there. Now it's just getting out of control. Now people want to chase. And it's okay just to kind of let price action do and not be a part. You don't have, you know, there's a little flag right there near the 21, low stochastics. Boom. Sam, could you check out Spectra AI? Sam, can you give us a 50x coin for the cycle? Only started making back some losses after watching the Lifer channel. Thank you for saying that. I appreciate that. Thank the Lifer team. Hit 3 setups because of the elite setups this week. Thank you and God bless. Exactly. I tutored a bunch of people. I picked out the best minds that I thought were the most disciplined, really cared, and loyal people, nice to me. And I brought them in as elite traders. So every time you win with an elite trader, know that I handpicked those people. I believe they're the best people in the game. And there's a reason why I keep them in the group the way I do, because they're valuable, you know. You really can't afford not to join the group or just on education alone. Pays for itself in spades and the best money I've ever spent. Thank you for saying that, man. God bless you. God bless you, bro. Looked at Aptos, Sui, and Tao. Only started making, yeah, I appreciate that. Now I'm waiting for this to flag out. The smart move is to wait for the 5-minute to catch up to the 21. We just broke the smooth moving average on the 5, though, which is a good sign that we could get a continuation here. Just a little too far for the 21-day moving average. If I was in a scalp, I would be taking profits. For sure. God bless you, Sammy. Jesus loves you. And the 99. Go. God bless you, man. Thank you. No dramas, mate. Blessings on blessings. Thank you for giving $2.99 just to say what up. Great people in the 99. 15 making springboard. That's a nice double bottom there. Again, I'm going to wait for the 5-minute. When I get the signal, I'll be giving it to the trading group. When I get in, I'll let y'all know. It's going to have to be a perfect signal. I'm not taking it. Are you looking to cast? But decent breakout. It looks good. I'm poor and cannot afford a Lifer membership. Been trying for a year, but I just do not have the extra funds. I'm thankful for the knowledge I gain of Sam's live streams. Any help for a membership? Bitman, we love you, man. Just keep working hard till the universe blesses you. It can happen. I believe anything you put your mind to can happen. So I can hook you up, but I believe you can get it yourself through the universe. Like, if I can get, you know, I'm going to eventually own this boat, Skyfall, right? It's only a matter of time. And if I can own this boat, Skyfall, you can join the 99. I mean, that's this $27 million boat. Like, and it's going to be like a waste of money, and it's, you know what I mean? But I'm going to do it anyway just because. I'm going to have so much liquidity. If I know I'm going to get there. Skyfall will be mine in less than 5 years, man. Like, if I can do it, then you could join the 99. Give yourself huge goals, man. You can go after them. You can make it happen. I know you can. The 99 has paid for itself for well over 20 years for me. That's my experience. That's crazy. That's crazy. Wait for 1 minute, Stokes. Put your house on it. Chat. It's so funny. I'm poor, and God bless you, man. I'm sorry. I just read that. He said, I just rereading that chat. I can get it. Much love. You will get it, man. Believe in yourself. Believe that it's going to happen. Believe that you're the one that's going to make it happen. And you're going to make it happen. It's you. No one else can do it but you. No one else can believe in you the way you can. I can believe in you. Think about it. Your coach can believe in you. Your dad can believe in you. Your husband can believe in you. All these people in your life can believe in you. If you're a woman, you see what I'm saying? I'm talking for girls and guys. I talk for both people here. So don't get offended when I say your husband. But my whole point is if you don't believe in yourself, it doesn't matter. If you can step up to plate and you don't think you're going to be able to hit the ball, then it don't matter how many people think you can. And that's what I love about life, because a lot of people can say you're the worst trader ever, you're never going to make it. Does it matter? No. What people think about you is none of your business, because it doesn't affect you. If they think you can or they think you can't, does it matter? It's about you. If you think you can and you think you can, that's going to matter. So it never really mattered what people thought about you. You just thought it did. Pretty interesting concept, right? It never did. Look at Bitcoin all the way. It just bounced from 1015 all the way to 1031. A beautiful $1,500 move. The volatility for Bitcoin is beautiful. Cracking the 200 MA on the 5-minute time frame. Really, the buy of that 1 minute again is just treachery. Just buying when we cross the 1 minute 200 MA is just a beautiful signal. I haven't done it in a while, man. I haven't been able to live trade the 1 minute in a while. The volatility hasn't been there. We finally got it today. Yeah. I feel blessed talking to him. When he reads my chat comments, it's wild. He's so successful. Do you guys realize how good he is? God bless you, J-Bone, man. Hey, I'm just a man, dude. I make mistakes like everybody else. You have a trial. All I need is a month. I'm here every single day, man. That's your trial. People say they make money on the live stream. That's your trial right here, bro. I'm here every day. Like, come on. If I came out like a couple days a week and made a pre-recorded video, then you'd need a trial. But you see me every day. And I give the sauce every single day. That's your trial. Your trial is to watch me every day on the live for free, man. That's why there's no reason to give a free trial, because we give away way too much for free already as it is. Giving a free trial would be just, it'd be sanctimonious. This looks like we're going to flag out nicely here on the 1 minute time frame. Continue to pump back to 104,000. Bitcoin getting the bounce. This guy said, look, Chironi Mutai said, I didn't have funds and I still made it into the 99 with a little liquid to multiply through Sam's teachings. Always believe you can and you will. Perfect bounce off the VWAP for the bottom. Also point of control for the daily range. Thank you. Can we have a quick look at XRP for a good entry? I started watching during the holidays. The consistency is insane. Thank you. Much love from you with the 99. The grind is calling. Amen. Absolutely believe in yourself. We're all at a different place in life. Focus on your goals and you'll get there. 6 figures is my goal this year, and I see it around the corner. And again, write down the number you want. Everyone says, I want to get rich. I want to make 200 grand by the end of the year. Write down real goals. I want to go to the gym. I want to gain 10 pounds of muscle mass by the end of the year. I want to go to the gym. No, I right now I lift 10 pounds. I want in the next 4 months, I want to be doing sets with 25 pounds, 30 pounds. Actionable goals with realized actual writing down goals. Like, where am I going to be? Write it down. And it has to have a real meaning. A ship with no antenna, with no focus is just going to go all around the ocean, man. You got to have a radar system. You got to be focused on where you're going. The universe we got a reticular activation system in your mind. You can bring things into your world by thinking of them. The more things you think about positively, the more positive your life will become. If you're constantly thinking about positivity, constantly pushing yourself, you're going to have a more positive life. Period. That's it. So every time you have a negative thought, you have to dispel it. You have to say, that's not good for me. I'm not going to use that. That doesn't get me anywhere. And you have to say, I'm going to have a positive thought now. And you're going to say, you know what? The fact that I just changed that negative thought into a positive thought, wow, I'm getting positive here. That's a good way right there. Now you just turned a negative thought into a positive thought by flipping it and flipping it on its head inside of itself, and then using that energy to grab more energy internally, always grasping for more inside of our molecular structure, inside of our minds. It's so important. We're battling the world every time inside our brain. We must make our brains mentally strong by fortifying it every single day with this practice. I can, I will, I am the best. I can, I will, I am the best. I can, and it's not about being conceited. You're not the best. You're not better than everybody. It doesn't make you better than anyone else. But when you are your best version of yourself, aren't you a better inspiration? We can use Tom Brady. If Tom Brady decided to be mediocre and he didn't win as many championships and he didn't hit as many touchdowns and he wasn't as great, he wouldn't have inspired as many people to be great. But because he was great, a lot of people want to be great now. They're like, you know what? He did it. I could do something great with my life. And so when you do something great with your life, you inspire others to want to be great with their lives. Don't you understand? It's an effect. It's a beautiful effect. And again, we could chase now, but we know that the 5-minute is going to have to come back to that 21 at one point. Whether we keep pushing all the way up, whatever happens at one point, unlikely we'll get all the way to 104,000 without the 21. It could happen. It's very rare, but it could happen. Look at that monster move, though. They squeezed them shorts. And again, I did not open up the short, right? I was hesitant on that. And we waited our time here where Bitcoin got the bounce back to the upside. My tried and true strategy about opening up a long when we crossed the 1 minute 200 MA, right there, one candle opens, you put the stop below, you never got stopped out. That thing would have plowed for gains. I missed it. I didn't get to see it as it actually happened. I was looking at something else, but it's okay. All right. Yeah. You got this. You have everything you need, 100%. Bitcoin breaking the trend line. Selling my Doge Stratus to go max long here. My Doc strategy are funny. Tokens are so affordable. If you find the right contract creator, get in with the right group, and you will excel. Funny. I changed my workday schedule to be able to be here and learn every day. It's about priorities and consistency. Amazing. See, and people are changing their schedule to be here with me. That means I got to show up every day. I can't be getting drunk tonight. I can't be playing games. This channel puts a lot of responsibility on me. I don't live a regular life because of this channel. When I travel, I got to bring my equipment places. I got to stay consistent. There's a lot waiting on my shoulders, right? It's okay. It's the life I chose. I'm not complaining. I'm just letting you know this is it. Damn, it's like this week has been funny to me. Like it's been an interesting week for me personally as a trader. I've been learning a lot about myself, the ins and outs. Like right now, I want to chase so bad, but I just can't. You know, I just can't. It looks like it's going to continue to plow. I just feel like they got enough short liquidity, just blah. But I got to remind myself, we'll come back to the 21. My strategies are tried and true. They will play out. I have faith in everything that I've backtested over time. And it defeats my emotional yearning to go after something, you know what I mean? Because you get the emotions, and they're strong. After years of doing this, I got strong emotions. My emotions never got weaker. I got better at handling them, but my emotions never got weaker, right? It's not like, you know, it's crazy. I still get the same urge to want to open a trade that I used to. Now I just have the logic to tell myself that ain't happening. You can't get in until the 21 comes back to price, Sam. When that happens, and then you can be obligated to get in because that's when the destiny says yes. Until then, you cannot change that move. You know, shout out to the $220 in chat revenue. This is unbelievable. The stream is taking off in a way I never thought possible. I'm just so overwhelmed with gratitude. 105,000 right here for Bitcoin is on the table here for Bookmap too. Look, still looks like we may go back to 105K, 104,750. It's there. It's there for the taking. And now let's take a look at Ethereum. So ETH on the 4-hour had this, you know, and man, there's my stop was at 25.45, right? And they got me hunted, and then they came back to the upside, back above support. And it's like, it makes you, hey, do I long this again? It's like and you chase this again, they'll dump it, right? My idea was to trade Ethereum back up to 2,800 here off of support and resistance. And they'd wicked it once, they wicked it twice. I figured we had it. They wicked it again. It's technically below the support there. That one was like a little stronger. But it's in that chop. And you kind of have this uptrend. And it could even be making like a beautiful sideways flag that could end up playing out nicely as well, right? So watching Ethereum closely here. Still get it to 3,000. Honestly, the beginning of the stream, I was pretty bearish. We started to get the bounce that kind of warmed me up. And then I was like, could we get above the 1 minute 200? We did. As then we get above the 5 minute 200, we did. Wow, look at the bounce on the 1 hour. I mean, beautiful bounce on the 1 hour off support. Beautiful bounce off support. I didn't expect the 1 hour to get that big of a move, honestly. It's rare to see that like that. Yeah, so now what I would do is I wouldn't be chasing. I'd be looking for the 5. I'm gonna to know what time frame you're gonna be on. So now I gotta wait for this 5 minute to come back to the 21-day moving average. I don't know how it's gonna do it. It could do it laterally. It could continue to rip and never come back to it. Anything is possible. The odds are 90%, 95% it's coming back to the 21. But no guarantees. But those are the odds. All right. I have a feeling 101 soon, still headed to 99. You got to see the moves before the move, 100%. Crypto finessing hard. Yeah, exactly. How do you pump the market? I don't know. I just do. Find this channel has changed my entire life. I'm working out again, reading my 3rd book in the past 30 days. I left all of my vices in the dust, and I'm building for the future. Hey, God bless you, man. Thank you. I appreciate you saying that. Oh, my gosh. I thought... He says, oh, my gosh. What did he say here? Oh, my gosh. I thought we were done. I couldn't even listen to any more. It was making me too depressed and scared, but then I cut you back on, and here we are. What? You're funny. Put it all in, bro. That's how you pump the market. And you're funny. Liquidity zone, be careful. This is the day we'll break the resistance. Soon Bitcoin will have 5K candles. Shout out to Dutang. I can't wait for that. I agree, though. I mean, when it's going to get bigger and bigger, it's going to have to, right? Hey, Lifer, could you kindly check BNB? Looks like it might get on strong. You know, if any coin's going to rip, it is BNB. Look at this 5 minute, man. This is looking crazy. The 1 minute may just flag out and continue to rock here. Like, again, I'm not going to chase the 1 minute. I've done that too many times. I'm waiting on my 5 to do the right thing, and then I'm going to get in later on. It's hard right now. The FOMO is hard. It's difficult for me. You could even got right there when we crossed the 5 minute. A lot of times I do the cross too. Just who cares about the 21? But you'll come back to the 21 usually. So I've learned my lesson. But you can't get in there, sell when you're waiting for the 21, get back in when you touch the 21. That's the deal. The short's closing, new longs are being open. Chasing this is dangerous. Yeah, I wouldn't chase it. 15 minute right at the 200 MA. Yeah, the 15 minute right at its 200. You see? A known resistance point when you're away for the 21, but you crack that, you're going to get a pump. I tell you what, it's a good sign that we could get above the 200, the 5 minute could flag out, and then we could get a bigger pump to the upside, and everything will be kind of all hunky-dory. I mean, look at the shorts that just kind of spewed up on Bookmap. Look at all that liquidity now up there that wasn't there before. So a bunch of shorts just got open, and there's liquidity up there now. There's basically, those are liquidations. And so now we have shorts to liquidate, which is a good sign, because that helps you get further to the upside, doesn't it? I'm waiting for my 5 minute. I want it to make me look good today in the trading group and get a nice win for some of these newbies that are new in the group. They've heard so much about me. They've heard all these stories. Then I lose 3 trades. They're like, this guy sucks. You know what I mean? Like, that's trading in a nutshell, right? Every once in a while, someone's going to watch you in your data set when it's not the best part of your data set. If you're going to trade like me, you know, look, I've been trading for 20 years. There's, of course, going to be a couple weeks in my life where I'm not going to hit. I'm going to be a little down. It's just the odds of me as a trader. There's going to be a couple weeks where I struggle. It's going to happen. It's rare. That's why when it happens to me, I'm almost like, wait, I was winning every week for the last month. Why am I not winning now? You know, is anyone else waiting for the huge candle on 110 while watching Sammy stream? You're crazy, man. Yeah. Perfect time to take some profits at that rejection of the 15. 5 minute away from the 200. Now we got to catch the 21 without losing the 200. This is the little plan. This is my back-tested theory. This is my model. All right. Open and just going down. New longs aren't being open. This is not sustainable. Don't stress it. I'll show you what's sustainable. Take a deep breath. Let's take a look here at fan funding. And again, you're right. If we will get rejected by the 15 and we don't get back above it, then it's not sustainable. Can you check Casper, brother? We looked at Casper. We looked at Turbo. PVS. We looked at RAI. We got to look at the SUI liquidation heat map. After what they took out this morning, there's barely any active leverage. Extremely bullish, yes? Interesting. Jamal Antonio, God bless you, man. Thank you. $20 super chat, man. You didn't have to do that. God bless you. Signed up for the 99 3 days ago. Still no PW. Please help. Still no PW. What does PW mean? Email Crypto Lifers immediately. Email Crypto Lifers at Gmail immediately and say, hey, I signed up. What's up? My wife is like, treat you guys like her babies, man. Love your take, sir. Appreciate you much. When you get a chance, I love your take on Sui Macro. Let's take a look at Sui. We took a look at Atom. We got to look at Spectra AI. And Jesus loves you, man. Thank you. Let's look at Spectra AI and Sui on the macro. Spectra AI, that's on the NASDAQ, huh? The way I'm looking at that, Spectral AI? Yeah. I'd watch out for AI plays. You know, they're going to do a lot of things like, remember, like Long Island, blockchain, Ice-T? Had nothing to do with blockchain, right? The stock went up huge. It was crazy. Nothing to do with blockchain at all. I could see this happening in the stock market. It's a double bottom. I don't know what they do. MDAI, no idea what they do. I don't know about their, their balance sheet. Nothing. Weekly double bottom, to me, it could possibly get back to 3.3. That's its target. You're not chasing the highs, you're buying the lows. So, hey, but again, I'd have to have some, I'd have to like the company and really believe in them and think, yeah, they're going to do numbers. To me, it looks like a rug pull, right? Look at that nasty dump in September of 23 and just nothing since. Just when I'm in the NASDAQ, I start looking at the NASDAQ stuff, just say, or what's on the NASDAQ. I'm like, eh. So beautiful, Paul. It could be just a bearish retest of this channel. Let's go over what just happened here. So let's go over just what happened. We'll reset on the chart here for Bitcoin for you. So we were all watching this last night, and we were, hoping that we were going to get this nice little bounce and make a bit of a ascending triangle that could get busy, right? We lost that. We're attempting to get back inside. To me, it's like a bearish retest. And we're getting rejected by the 15-minute 200 MA. You see that? To me, it looks like a bearish retest of that trend line. Doesn't really look too amazing. Definitely a bit of a double bottom, though, off of 1014. You see? And you could get back inside above the 200 MA. See, the thing is, the 5-minute flags out, hits the 21, but otherwise it could make an M pattern, but I know the 5 minutes coming back. See, if you chase this right now, you don't know my strategy. If you just chase price action, you need to join the trading group because you don't understand how the 21 works with price action and you want to do whatever you want. And that's just not how it works. You can't do whatever you want, okay? Remember, why am I here? I'm here because I lived in a one-bedroom apartment for years. I lived below my means for a long time. While everyone else was spending their money, acting, doing all sorts of nonsense, I was saving my money, researching how people became multimillionaires and billionaires. And I said, okay, they saved their money and they invested in a wealth creating asset. So they buy real estate, they rent the real estate, they collect rent. You see what I'm saying? Like there has to be cash flowing out of the cash. As long as the cash flow is making cash, it's better than it was before. So you go to work, you work your butt off. You find something you can do for money. That's the first thing you do. You find something you could do for money, and you do it for money. All right, it is what it is. We all start somewhere. Then eventually you get an apartment. Hopefully you gain a little more knowledge at your job, or you become more valuable at your job, and they give you a little more money. But what you do is when you get more money, you don't buy more stuff. You learn to live below your means. And so as your job gets higher, you have leftover money. Now, other people, what they do is their job gets higher, they buy more nice clothes. I didn't do that. I wore Costco's jeans for 10 years, everyone. I worked a night shift for 7 years. God took me out of society and made me just kind of a quiet night shift guy where I worked quietly and toiled and saved my money and studied the internet. Eventually, I learned so much from the internet that I had more value to give to the world than most people. and I started giving it back to the world. And I had more value for myself. I knew the history of finances. I understood why Bitcoin was going to go up in value. It was all there. History gave me the answer. I guess they didn't think we'd be smart enough to figure it out, or maybe there was no one against us. We're all against ourselves. It's our own video game. But the whole point is, everyone else had the internet just like me. Everyone else had YouTube just like me. I got dumb rich off of it. Why? What's the difference? I cared a lot about my financial planning. You know, a lot of people plan, like Jim Rohn said today, a lot of people spend more time planning a vacation than they do planning their finances. And that's a joke, but it's not even a joke because it's true. It's sad. You know what I'm saying? Your finances aren't something to play games with. You know, this is your life. And a lot of people don't think that it's worth even, you know, they spend more time on a baseball game, on researching the statistics than they do on their own financial planning. It's a bit depressing to talk about because we all have the ability to be free. We all have the ability to live in the mansion over the beach. We all have the ability to take all our friends out to dinner. It's in all of us to be that person. Why aren't we? What are we doing? Why was I in the cubicle and not becoming the crypto lifer? How come I wasn't out live here doing this? What was I doing when I was back in at my job? I could have been given so much to the world and teaching and inspiring, but instead I was lackluster. You know, I didn't believe in myself. And so I just want you to know, I love window shopping at Costco's. Wife gets groceries. I know, right? Everyone I know complains about being broke and then completely shut down when I bring up Bitcoin. Exactly. Living below my means helped me pay off my house early and retire early. My money worked for me 100%. 100%. Now you're living the life chilling while everyone else is bugging out. You got 20 years to be with your kids. When you're with your grandkids, you really enjoy it because you're not penny pinching. It's paid. The house is paid. You're chilling. You can go on vacations now. If your son needs something extra and you want to give it to him, you can. You're Dave Angel. You're in charge. And now you're in crypto. Now you joined a trading group. Now you learn. Now you put the 99. You invested in yourself. You got more back. Let's take this guy. You know what? I want to take, this guy is I don't know everything about him. He's in my trading group. We got to know each other. But I know he's a musician of some type. He's got pretty successful. You know, he toured. He went around the world. He did his thing. And he also was a businessman. I think he did other businesses too. He's probably smart. He probably does a bunch of other things I don't know about. When I get to know him, I'll find out. But he found me online, decided I was someone worth paying the 99. He paid the 99. He said he got 20 years worth of money back on that investment. He didn't give me $99. He invested in himself. I just provided a school, man. When you go to school and you pay for a college credit, for some reason they don't act like it's like a trader guy, but it's like, you pay the school. You get the education. All I'm doing is selling education to everybody because I know it can help you. If you don't pay for it, you might not even think it's more valuable. Paying for it makes it valuable. Paying the 99 makes you believe that it's value to be there. If it was $25, I did do a lower trading group at one point. The people that came in there, the person that pays 99 and the person that pays $20 a month are two different people. They're 5x different type of person. Let's be honest. It's just facts. And so who do you want in the trading group? Do you want a 5x type of person and you want a mediocre? And I just answered your question there. You know what I'm saying? We're watching this flag. We want to see this 21 catch up to price action. It's likely going to happen. We got to stay on it. This takes focus and discipline. My strategy takes focus and discipline because you got to be on it. You got to be on it. Not many people want to put in the work like that. Well, let's look at SUI on the macro. And that's like on the weekly, on the monthly. So SUI on the macro had this beautiful uptrend. But now you got this downtrend too, right? And it may culminate into a tighter channel. I do see some really strong support though, so let's talk about support and resistance right there, and right here. We got some good window of support and resistance right there. Like there's a chance we never get below 350. Look at your 2-week chart. Your 2-week chart's just getting started saying, hey, there's, you're about to just go on a bigger move over time. And then your daily sitting there, with the bearish, it had a strong bearish divergence. We saw it around the whole market. I'd gotta say, it does look like we're gonna get some type of nastier pullback here. we could say that the trajectory has changed a bit. And it's going to come down. But, you know, when I really look at SWE, let me clean this up because it gets crazy, right? When I got a lot of stuff there. I see it either trending sideways for a while, almost way too long, days on end, or trending down back to test $3. I don't see it losing $3 though, honestly. I feel like that's going to be its low. Something like this. But I do see, you know, and then this could be the next consolidative area. The most bearish scenario is that's like a shoulder, that's a head, it makes some type of red shoulder, and we dump back down to 237. That could happen. Not saying it's going to, but it could. This has been a definitely take your profits cyclically type of cycle, like constantly taking profits. The other cycle hurts you to do that. This cycle, every time you take profits, there was a pullback, you can get back in again, no matter what it was, you know. Death by 1,000 cuts. Bulls trying to catch a falling knife again. Yeah. Shout out to Randy hitting 21,000 subs. That's awesome. Yeah. Yeah. How does this living below your means is key? As a single mom, we don't go on vacations, but my baby goes to a private Christian school and she has investments for her future that she's not even aware of. There you go. There you go. And we're thinking of homeschooling our child until she's like 6 years old. Like, what's the sense? She's with us. She learns so much. She doesn't need to leave the family. You know, she's learned a lot from her older sister, from everyone around her, you know. I watch so many different channels and pay for it. By far near the top of YouTube Gold channel. The sad thing is when you watch a channel for a long time and then you get horrible insight, you actually do pay for it because you gave them a lot of your time and now you're kind of left like, what's the point of this? You know, I want to make sure if you learn here, if you come here, you're going to get an education of a lifetime. And it's not just going to be about trading. It's going to be about how to gain wealth in all aspects of your life, spiritually, how to have a good connection with God, have a good connection with your wife. Do what she tells you to do. It's simple, all right? Nah, I'm messing around. You got to stand your ground. Don't always do what she tells you to do because women like an alpha male. Don't bend over, man. You know, sometimes my wife tells me something, you know, I stand my ground. I do everything she asks me, don't get me wrong. But my whole point is you also don't want to roll over all the time. You think that's what we want, but then they don't respect the man who rolls over all the time. It's just you got to stay alpha. All right. That's all I got to say. I don't want to be rude to anybody, but you got to stay alpha. You're the man. Remember that. You're the man. She's not the man. Let's be honest. If a gorilla came outside to break your whole family, who's going outside to try to fight the gorilla? If you had to, if there was no other option, who was going outside to fight the gorilla? Let's be honest. Your wife ain't going out there. You're going out there. So you can break that down to everything in life. Like, who's going outside to fight the gorilla? It's you, man. It's you. And remember that. All right. Hey, would you be able to give your opinions on SHIB? Sorry if you covered this already. I joined the stream late. I did not look at SHIB already. Yeah. YouTube 100K plaque incoming. How would you like that gift wrap, sir? Thank you. It's not complicated. Alpha only. 100%. Yeah. I'll fight a gorilla right now, yo. Shout out to Master Fred, man. I love you, man. Sammy the gorilla killer. No, we love gorillas here. I tried doing whatever my girl desired me to do and realized it ended up being the blind leading the blind. Oh, 100%. Yeah, you got to take charge, man. It's so funny you just said that. I'm sorry. You're the pillar that can't be knocked down. 100%. He goes, women are smart enough not to fight the gorilla. I love you guys. If you had to, I said. Baby, I'd fight a gorilla for you. I love you. That's your next song, dude. Fight a gorilla for you. Fight a gorilla for two. No, I'm sorry. I'm done. I'm not going further with that. So SHIB, man, you know, every coin, like everyone asked about all the coins. They said, what's happening? What's hot? I said, you know, every coin looks good. I said, but they got to pull back on the daily time frame. And so we're looking for SHIB to either do this like a little bit of a falling wedge at one point, but then get the bounce off the falling wedge and then create this beautiful channel back further to the upside. And that's what we're looking for. Augie, I see you. I see you. Shout out to Olga, all the way from Boston, Massachusetts. Jesus healed me. Can we check out WikiCat? Interesting. Paid the 99. Other men go first. Amen. My girl got a new doggy a few days ago. Doggy knows who's alpha. Guess what the dog thinks is the favorite person. She loves her. Yeah, the doggy loves you. Yeah. They always like the dad, man. The vanilla fighting gorilla. Don't call me you guys are crazy, man. Bears diverted to RSI are no joke, 100%. Next stream, show up in a gorilla suit. You better be long right now. So look, I like Sui here, and it's telling me that Sui's, there's definitely this is the buy zone for Sui. Eventually it's going to be breaking out months, a couple weeks from now. Get too caught up in the price action right now. You're going to, I believe you will regret it. 3 minute looks interesting. 1 minute looks interesting, but it's about the 5. I'm using the 5. The 5 minute has been taking better care of me recently. So I'm going to be on that 5 minute time frame. That's just what I'm going to be doing. So I'm on weeks here, and I'm on Bitcoin, and this is the trade I'm about to make here on weeks. Something like this here, I just would love that, maybe it's more lateral. I don't care really. I just want that 21 in there like swimwear. All right. And then we can get that move further to the upside, 104, 105,000. And so this is the trade. I build the trade before I even need to build the trade because I got to see it. 105,000 would be the target. I'd like to keep the stop below the 200 if possible. Oh my God, that's crazy what just happened, everybody. Yo, this is crazy. Babe. Michael Pa. He always comes in at 1 o'clock whenever I push the stream late. Yo, Michael Pa with the $500 super chat, everyone. There's this guy named Michael Pa. He shows up to my live stream randomly, once every few months now. In my life, he's given 30 of these. I'm telling you, it's over $15,000 in super chats he's given me. He's literally bought me, a car almost, man. The guy with super chats, man. A $500 super chat coming. Yo, I was talking about gratitude today. I was talking about how much I love this channel. I was talking about all y'all, man. Michael, man, I never took a day off, man. Never. Not once, Mike. I never took a day off, man. I don't know who he is. I don't know who Michael Pa is, man. I don't know if it's someone that just makes his name Michael Pa. It's making me wonder now if it's Kevin, Now I'm trying to put 2 and 2 together here. Or if it's Skylar, you guys. I don't know, man. I don't know. But, man, wow. And that's everyone. If this doesn't make you want to keep pushing, look, again, another huge day in chat revenue. I mean, we made $729 in chat revenue. Most people, a $500 day is a pretty good day when I was at my old job. You know what I'm saying? This is just one form of revenue. This is just unbelievable. When you push yourself every single day, the compounding gains are just unimaginable. Every single day. Shout out to Michael Pa, man. Thank you so much for the love. I got to invite friends over for steak dinner tonight. Every time I get one of these, steak dinner tonight. Ribeyes for all, man. I buy $120 worth of ribeyes tonight, and I cook them for everybody. Mike, you're the man, dude. And there's just no reason for me not to be a loving person and to help others, man. This is unbelievable. I'm just in a state of shock right now. Michael Pa says not a word, too. Just drops the 500. He's done it so many times. And just when we think he's gone, never coming back, there he is again. Michael Pa. Unbelievable. So let me get back into the action here. So I'm looking for this trade. This is my next trade. I'd like to get the stop below the 200 MA if possible. When it starts to curve up a little bit, it would be nice. That would put the stop at a 102.452. And the take profit at about 105.33. So the stop loss is at 104. Let's see. No, 102. Let me see. When the red moves, it'll change. Yeah. 102.379. And we don't even have to go that deep. But I'm getting it ready. And the 105.33. 26x levy. And something around there. 105.033, right? Yeah. I was like, my mind picked up on that. And boom. And yeah, we go, I don't know, about 1,000 for 3,000. Hold up, wait. Oh, it's a 272 now. See, it changed. Yeah, the price action went up on us. Now it's not even a 2. Yeah, so you gotta really gotta have that stop loss at about 102.559 for it to be like, for it to follow the proper risk. It's 700-800 for 2,400. That's what we're talking about here on the trade. I'd be looking for that type of move here for Bitcoin. All right. So this is the trade I'm looking for. I'm waiting for the 21 to interact with price, though, first. There's a good chance I'm going to make this trade. This is my signal strategy. I map it out before it happens. So if you take this trade right now and you get wrecked, you did not take the trade. Okay. I want to make that really clear. Okay. But this is the money. This is my model. And it's mapped out. Before the trade even happens, we're mapping out the trade. Understand? Very important. And knowing our parameters and being ready to take the trade. All right, and watching what's happening. Very important. Knowing your risk management before you make the trade. Very important. All right. Smash the likes. Michael Pa, Whale Fam in the house, man. Unbelievable. Yeah. I'm just, I did Spectra AI already. I did Launchcoin already. I wish I could do this someday. Enjoy a great day, Sammy. Hey, it's going to be impossible for me to be upset today. How could I be upset today? I'm going to leave this studio, go hang out with my family, and my wife's going to say, how does the stream go today? And I'm going to look at her like, what do you mean? It went amazing, Again, I wish I could have made it a live trade. Like, I'm all about the live trading, but this is unbelievable. On Michael Pa, just out of nowhere. I'm speechless right now at the end of the stream, everybody. Absolutely speechless. $500 super chat from Michael Pa. Unbelievable. Everybody, I teach class the last Saturday of every month. I will teach it the 31st of the month. If you want the sauce, you want to hang out with me, it's a live course. It's unbelievable. It's awesome. Hit the QR code or the link. It's $150. I'm giving what people are charging thousands of dollars. I'm giving it away. So if that gets you excited, if that gets you going, jump on into class today. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised by class. So yeah, $150, QR code or the link at the bottom of my videos, and you're in there for class. All right, it's going to be the last Saturday of the month. That's only in like 2 weeks from now. It's the 15th. Yeah, it's in about 15 days. I'll be fresh off of Las Vegas. I fly home. I get home at about 12:30. I take a cab. I'll be in bed by 2 in the morning, and I've slept on the plane too as well most of the night. So I'll be well rested at 8 o'clock, 9 a.m. when I'm ready for class Saturday, and we'll rock it out. We will rock it out. Shout out to the beautiful people here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here, sharing your most precious asset, which is your time. I'm going well over time today. I don't know why. I just got this extra energy that has me just boosted, and I'm just pushing myself to the limit here. That's just how I am. When I'm feeling the energy, when I'm feeling good, it's very hard for me to turn it off. That's just the kind of guy I am. And Bookmap, crazily, it does suggest that they're going to liquidate the shorts above us to 105,000. Bookmap is showing us where liquidity is. When there's a lot of red above us, it takes us there. And so just one thing to think about on that idea there. So I'm going to leave you for the day. I don't want to. But Bitcoin got the bounce. Ethereum got the bounce. Does it continue? It's almost better off. I wanted to call the exact bottom. I'm going to wait for Ethereum to do its thing first and get the bounce here. Hang out, consolidate, then maybe make the long back to the upside. trying to catch this bottom the last couple of days. Bang, they've got me twice now. I'm not doing it no more. I learned my lesson. Beautiful support of resistance, but now they'll rip it right too. But it's okay. I'm not going to chase. I'm going to control my emotions and hang tight. Everybody follow me at CryptoLifer33. I'll be posting things throughout the day, letting you know more about what I'm doing, what's happening, and the news that's coming at you as we continue to push. All right. I love y'all. Thank you so much for being here. You can send me a tip here on Twitter too as well, just in case I didn't even know, but you can. Pretty cool. And Shib, let me just make sure I didn't skip any super chats because we got so many awesome people here on the live. Look at that. The likes just bugging out on that thing. I love when I see that. And shout out to anyone that gave. Let's talk about everybody. Mr. Flawless gave 10 memberships. So nice. Michael gave £2. You didn't have to, but you did. CT8497 gave $5. Maniacs gave $5. Nick Ellegard gave $5. Ivan Rowe gave $1.99. Vegas Claw sent 10 memberships. Cosmic Love gave $5. Jamal Antonio gave $20. Crypto Rick gave $10. Cryptic Rick. Kurt Shore signed up to the 99. Still not in. We got to find. I hope you're in. Let us know if you're in by now. You should have been all set. Reliable J gave to 20 memberships. This isn't crazy. You people are awesome. Chris Klaus gave $9.99. We talked about the Sui macro. We looked at Adam for Lola with the $50 super chat. Money Print became an exclusive lifer. Bradley Clark threw down with Spectral AI. No dramas, mate. Just threw $2.99 to talk about me being the GOAT. We looked at Launchcoin from 302 Boys. Opinions on Shiba. We looked at Shiba. It's our last thing. It looks pretty good to me. From MD1M for the £5. And then the next treadmill freestyle from Afriye. And then we got $500 from Michael Pa. And he said nothing, just leaves the bang, bang, bang. Now, it could be different people making the Michael Pa name. I don't know. Or I believe it's the same guy. One day he said, you'll know who I am. You'll know me one day. And I'm like, who are you, though? And he says, I would give more if I could, but 500's the limit. And he always does it. It's like way late. It's like 12 something. Like, I've only seen it when I'm late after 12 recently. And he's like, when I get back to the States, you know. Makes me want to do something nice for somebody else. I mean, isn't it pretty cool? He made my day, right? And he didn't have to. So God bless everybody out here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. We're going to go through all of the altcoins. We're going to see if there's opportunity in this market. And we're going to push through no matter what. Hopefully we'll get the membership soon. Have a great evening. Shout out to Lewis Cook. No worries, man. We're having fun in here. We're gaining knowledge, and we're having a blast. So Michael ate it and left no crumbs. Amen. Amen. Everyone, I love you. Thank you so much for being here. We'll be back tomorrow for another awesome live stream. Go Celtics, baby. Can we pull off a Game 7 win? You never know. Without our star, anything is possible. Shout out to Jason Tatum. We love you, man. Heal up, brother. The whole city of Boston is pulling for you. And God bless everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here, sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. I have no idea why I went over time so much today, but I just had to. Something happened. It just was the way it was. I love y'all. And then Michael Paul came in. I didn't even know. It's like I knew he was coming. So weird, right? How everything works out. Everyone, I love you. God bless each and every one of you. And I'll see you all tomorrow for another beautiful, amazing, and awesome live stream. God bless. Thank you so much. I'll catch you guys on the flip side. I think my camera's like, should be over there. Now I'm over here. Hey, there we go. That's more like it over here. Anyway, I love you guys. Thank you so much. Blessings on blessings. Thank you. I am speechless with words of gratitude. 1,000 likes would be nice. We have 872 likes. Usually we get to 1,000 likes. Let's hit that like button and get it up. I didn't say anything about it today. And please subscribe to the channel. 100,000 subscribers, man. It's going to be a big, big deal. God bless you all. Thank you. Remember, the secret to success is getting started.